Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second session today of Phantom Arts Fest 2 Sparks and Stars. I am your androgynous android game show host from the future, Caster / Nathan Blades, and we're here with some spicy new content today for the very first stream of this game, the so fresh it's not even out to the general public yet game, Eat the Reich, GM'd by the absolutely fabulous Ruben. Welcome, Ruben.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hey, the place. It's the Hague. The vibe. It's unfortunately Dutch, but
the immediate back down.
The sit. Oh, come on. Boo. Hi Dan. Hacks in chat.
Hey, welcome. I'm so glad also that people have been showing up in chat for this. This has been fabulous. But we're just going to keep whipping through the introductions for everybody. Let's go from right to left. Sammy, hi, hello. First time on the channel.
Yes, first time on the channel doing a live stream. Hello, everyone. I'm Sammy, they, them. Am I introducing the character or just saying my name?
Just yourself, the things you do, where people could find you if you'd like.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Frunding_Loom. You can find me on Blue Sky at FrundingLoom with no underscore. You can hear me on the podcasts, which are no longer around, RPG Pals Club and Exiled, which will have one of its ceremonial annual updates recorded soon.
You know her well, and if you are listening in the current timeline, you just heard her, Sheena Ornthalis, in the chat.
Hello. I am the madam of the Come and Go Tavern, Sheila Ornthalis. You can find us on Twitch, on Twitter, on Blue Sky, at Come and Go Tavern. And yeah, I am super glad to be back as a player instead of as a GM.
And fellow VTuber and dear friends ×2. Not only do we have Sheila, we also have the one and only Captain Hurricane.
Hi, I'm a hedgehog. No, hi, I'm Captain Hurricane, the world's greatest racing and flying hedgehog, and looking forward to being one of the world's greatest Nazi blood-drinking vampires today on a wonderful, fantastic Blaze brand and Ruben brand ran Eat the Right game in the gravest of Hagues.
I have no brand. Everything I do is public domain.
But yes. Please do follow all of our performers that are here this evening on those channels that have appeared in the Twitch doobly-doo. What we're also going to do is I'm just going to go and show the credits and let that scroll.
Yeah, I just realized that I messed up my introduction, so can I have another go?
Please go and give your introduction right now while the credits are scrolling.
Yeah, you know it. Boss, walk, tank, fly, jam, nitty gritty. You're listening to the boy from the big of that city, and that city is The Hague, which we're going to be exploring in this one shot.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the people out there who don't know what Eat the Reich is?
Eat the Reich as a game by Grant Howitt of Spire and Heart fame, a game art that I genuinely really love. This is meant to be imagine Paris. The year is 1944 and Hitler needs his blood sucked. You are vampires and you are going to drink all of Hitler's blood. We're not going to be doing that in this game, but we're going to be doing something very similar, and it's very cool as well.
Yeah. This is a great. Eat the Reich is interesting in that it is kind of crossing the balance between. The soundtrack is absolutely wild. Yes. The Eat the Reich as a game balances between board game and tabletop RPG, where you are not building characters necessarily. The characters are made for you, and so is the scenario. However, Ruben is a very talented writer and has written an entire scenario separate from the one that is going to be in the official release of Eat the Reich. Which means there is additional content for you to go and check out. This is not spoiling the content of the main game once that game releases. It also means that I'm going to be pushing quite heavily for Grant to have this scenario officially published, if that is something you would be okay with, Ruben.
This is a surprise to me. Of course I would be okay with that. Oh gee, oh gosh.
I mean, largely a lot of this stuff of the Rowan Rick and Deckard publishing imprint will release a mainline game and then will release a splat book of like additional scenarios. They have been very good and very kind with giving me consistent work writing some of those scenarios. And I know the amount of effort that you've put into this, and I think people deserve to be able to play it. So one way or another, if you would be okay with it, I want to help you get this scenario out in the world for people to also play.
For sure.
Also, as it just came up, this is a game about drinking all of Hitler's blood. This game is specifically anti-fascist and anti-Nazi, and because we live in the year of our Lord 2023, there are some people that have like weird beef about that. So, first of all, I say fuck off. This channel is not for you. Nothing in this channel will ever be for you. Your time on this earth is limited. In Minecraft. But
It doesn't work anymore. You have to say in Roblox.
oh, sure. In Roblox. But also, in the event that those weirdos do show up, I am making a preemptive measure and putting us in emote-only mode. Regardless, I still want to see you pop off in chat with your best emotes, your best dances, your best celebrations as our characters do their best and fight and succeed in the name of freeing people. But with that mention, emote-only chat is now on.
Here we go.
Okay.
There we go. And we can still celebrate, the popcorn emoji as you watch a gruesome spectacle of Nazis' blood getting out of their bodies.
Any time you can do exclamation air horn. I'll just play an air horn for you, I guess. No, I won't do that. Don't worry.
There may be some times where that will be definitely appropriate. Okay, making this cold shot, you get one, open brackets, one kill where you get to have the air horn.
Okay.
Captain, you're gonna have to pick the best kill for the air horn. It might not be your kill. It might not be at the beginning. It might not be at the end. But you get to find that one moment where the air horn is justified. Making that cool shot now as producer.
Thank you.
Anyway, with the silliness out of the way, there is some serious stuff that we need to discuss, including stuff like safety tools and trigger warnings for this game. So I'm going to pass it over to Ruben to do so.
Yes. So, first off, because this game is all about anti-fascist violence and current affairs, which can be named the ongoing invasion of Gaza by the Israeli army, we stand in solidarity with Palestine, and it's not that this is concrete support, but we want to pick a moment and show where our intentions are, where our vision's looking, and who we keep in mind as we explore the space, and the metaphor of it all. That said, our safety tools are going to be the forward, backward, what is it called? The what system, Nathan?
The script change system, or the script change toolbox.
There you go, which is going to... there we go. Do we have a little example handy?
Oh, yes. Let me go and move over to game screen, and then we can physically put it on screen. Apologies for not having done this earlier.
All good. But essentially, it's going to be just like an on-screen tool at all time that any one of our players or the GM, including me, can use to either sort of like give a hey, I'm not okay with this sign, and we all, we don't negotiate it. We simply do as the button that's pressed for, personal reasons, but maybe for cinematic reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might want to stop at a certain point just to highlight something to make it go frame by frame, or be like, I could have done that cooler. Let's rewind and do that again. It's multi-use.
It is my favorite safety tool. because it can be used both for safety reasons and cinematographically. That's a word. But
And
yeah, go ahead.
And because of the scenario and because of the subject matter and because of the directness of everything and all the factions and actors involved, there will be certain things that you as the viewer must look out for if you don't want to be um, just like very much in. This is going to be very in your face about it. Certain things are, certain things aren't. We're not going to show the swastika in any way or form, but we are going to talk about the consequences of the occupation of The Hague, which includes empty spaces and the implication those bring. We're going to be talking about wartime hunger. During in 1944, there was an actual famine in The Hague, and we'll be incorporating that into play. Nazis, unfortunately, will occur, but it's basically Chekhov's gun. If a Nazi is put on screen, he must be killed.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, that's like what we're going for.
That is
And
the
how we're-
Ruben Ferdinand guarantee.
And how we're navigating it, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a blast.
It is going to be a blast. I'm so fucking excited. You have no idea.
Yee.
All right. I think that's everything. Shall we party?
Yes, darling, let's party.
All right then.
Oui. Let's do this thing.
Okay. Imagine you're high above the clouds, rapidly zooming cross-continentally. The inside of the BL-3H stealth bomber, property of the FANG, no one knows what it stands for, Active Mission Control Base. You are looking at Commander Sorge. Aviators, check. Clipboard, check. Massive bald spot, check. Only wearing a leather harness, super check. You look at him.
Fab.
He looks back at all of you. He looks out the window. You can see it even from above the clouds. There, a dome of perfectly hued emerald in the middle of The Hague. The aftermath of the Bosch bomb. The last resort of artists who were branded as criminals. I've been told these are the only important elements in any society. The Nazis are obsessed with it, of course. They call it the Bosch Zone, the Bosch Zone. And many platoons, in predictable Nazi fashion, have already succumbed to its veriform dangers. Let them kill themselves, I say. In fact, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to help them do just that. We get a quick turnaround as we show our 4 heroes / hot vampires sitting in a variety of poses. Let's take a little just like middle of the moment, left to right. Hurricane. Who are you playing? What are you sitting like?
I'm sitting down. I'm idly paying attention with a long cigarette stick poking out of my mouth and just taking in the vibes and wondering when my champagne will come, or if this is even a first-class flight at all.
And if they're so there's like a sepia like snapshot you took during your last mission. What is it, and how does it look to sort of like this is who you are as an operative?
It's me at a kind of a bar that's perhaps been wrecked by the Nazis, but I've got like a bottle of vodka or some other. Sorry, no, we're in maybe in the Netherlands, so it's Geneva, and I have mixed it with some Nazi blood, and I'm kind of like smiling at the camera, but I'm clearly pissed at the same time.
Awesome. All right. Next up, next to you is Sheila. Who do you play? And same questions, including the
So-
snapshot.
I am playing as Nicole, a plant resistance fighter. She is sort of vi- doing that very I'm butch, but not super butch sort of sit, leaning forward, kind of elbow down on one leg, maybe one boot up on top of a box, legs spread, and just smoking the rattiest cigarettes that you have ever seen. Probably a self roll, but she still has an official box to put them. And I think the sepia tone photo of her is standing triumphantly with a rifle of some sort that she's just yanked out of a dead soldier's hand, taking battlefield loot.
Oh yeah. It's like you looking vaguely, just like surprised over your shoulder, like, "Hey, I'm looting here."
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And next to you, Sammy, please introduce yourself, your vamp self.
Yes, I am playing as Chuck, who is relaxing, sort of midway through, dipping some chaw into his lip, and is looking out onto the out of the window at that big emerald dome, thinking, boy, they don't have anything like that out on the range.
Said with exactly that
Saying
cadence
that out loud, but wondering if he needs to couch it in metaphor. Oh, the sepia toned photo is he's in front of a door that's been barricaded and smiling with some nails between his teeth, and with a dead ghoul visible from the window.
I love that.
Big bullet hole in its head.
And I'm imagining Chuck still, taking the time to smile and wave.
Oh, very, very much so. Very polite.
What a gentleman. Last, certainly, but not least, Caster.
So, I'm playing Cosgrove, Hackney lad, bit of a con artist when he was alive, but now is mostly a master of the arcane arts and all that kind of thing. Pretty useful, mostly stored in the absurd number of rings I got on my fingers. But I guess at the moment I'm sitting legs crossed with like a small compact mirror, desperately trying to get like kohl eyeliner on properly, but the plane is suffering through turbulence and it's not going very well.
Oh no!
It's fine, it's a smoky eye look. I can blend it out. It's fine. And the a sepia toned photo was it's clearly in a theater of some kind that was hit, so there is no roof and there is kind of like a twilight leaking through, and Cosgrove is on stage with a whole bunch of resurrected Nazis in partial decomposition who are all doing the Charleston.
Hell fucking yes. The camera swoops back, and I think it hangs out in the the open. It hangs out showing both Commander Storge and the four of you, and he hems very loudly, just kind of snaps his leather heels 6-inch on the plain floor, and he goes, "I've saved the briefing for, well, until you were all gathered here, because I know you wouldn't have read it if I sent it over to you via the mail. What you are doing here above the Hague, the Netherlands, in the year of 1944 is investigate what is going on with the giant green dome that's occupied half the city. Now, the dome itself is not actually what we at Fang consider a threat. However, we have been getting reports from local resistance covens that the Nazis have taken an interest in it, and therefore so do we."
All right. So, is this like a protection, an infiltration? What are we talking here?
And we're talking about finding out how the Nazis with their very limited understanding of the occult, really, got in there and stopped whatever they're trying to do before they ruin more things for the lot of us.
That's pretty
Okay,
straightforward,
Team
actually.
pest control.
Yeah.
Quick question: what exactly is the dome in the first place? It's a Bosch bomb, I believe you said, but what did that do?
All we have concerning its effects, shall we say, are reports of little creatures emerging from inside the dome. Creatures striking a resemblance to those featured normally on the paintings of Hieronymus Bosch. Is anyone here familiar with his work?
Oh, I had a
me
few in
too.
my mansion, darling, but I think they were all taken by those dreadful Nazis.
Yes, it seems that his art, Bosch's art, and well, he kind of like takes off his aviators, and you see beautiful blue eyes, that of just like out of a baby, just looking at you with the pristine kind of innocence. I don't know anymore. I am so sorry to say.
Well, there, darling. We can't know everything all the time, but you've done a very good job. You should be proud of yourself.
He sort of like, well, I actually can I cradle against you again?
No.
The tears stream out of his baby blues, but he stays professional.
Stiff upper lip.
Stiff upper lip. Okay. You will be dropping on top of the Hotel des Andes, a pretty luxurious hotel in the middle of The Hague. We've been assured by the local coven that despite it being a drop-in mission, the Nazis won't notice. I can't guarantee that from our side, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you know what they say. No, an observant Nazi's a dead Nazi. But then so are observant ones, to be honest, so I guess it's not really much of a metaphor.
You're so funny, darling.
Absolutely. Remember the Chekhov's gun rule, the Chekhov's Nazi? We that is company policy, as you know, and it is mission prerogative. You see a Nazi, you mention a Nazi, you kill him.
Understood.
Sounds good to me.
Now,
Yes.
finally, your contact within the Hotel des Andes will be a vampire lord by the name of Alder.
Oh,
That's it.
So, suiting up sequence. Cosgrove looks gruff at the best of times, but just the delight in his eyes at the kind of like, established suiting up sequence that has been part of the arcane ritual of this process, to be honest.
No, absolutely. So the dropping sequence is basically Fang supplied you with custom-fitted, hyper-personalized coffins that are just launched into the mission perimeter. They're high accuracy, but also very, very much intended to smash anything beneath it. The idea of sending these onto the roof of a building has never been tried before.
Yeah, it would probably land at least 3 floors deep at best.
It will be fine. Just sort of relax and let it happen.
I get into my coffin, lay down, a cigarette's poking out, and after a moment, I'm like, "Oi, when I bloody light my cig."
Keep the decorum, mate. Keep the decorum. And
Well, thank you, Don.
there's one of the red ring on Cosgrove's fingers lights up, and he snaps his fingers, and on a fingertip is a flame.
Thank you, darling. You know how grumpy I get when it comes to one of these coffin drops. Musses up my hair a little bit, but
Yeah,
It
they
needs
really
must,
should
needs
be offering an in-flight entertainment of some kind. These are not luxury enough for your standards. Me, on the other end, I feel you said like hyper personalized coffins. I think on the front of like Cosgrove's there is the kind of like interface that looks like a slot machine, and there's like lots
Oh my
of kind of
God.
like fake gold embellishments on the outside of it, tacky as fuck as he gets
Oh my
inside.
god.
Love it.
The
Whereas mine just has a
inside,
tiny little chimney for my cigarette smoke to to come out.
just like casino patterns on your coffin lining there. Oh, so tacky. Chuck, what does your coffin look like?
Yeah, Chuck loads up his revolvers. He tightens a bolo tie with a beautiful Magen David in the middle. Gets into a coffin, which is sparse. It looks like it's fresh from the Undertaker. It like looks plied together with nails and oak very recently, and then it just has all the little bits and bobs from fangs sticking out of it. And tucked in between one of the slats is a black and white picture of Uncle Shmuley. He lays a little kiss on his fingers and onto the photo, and closes the door.
You remember the words of Shmuley in your head. Keep at it, Chuck. And it just echoes 500 times. All right. I think the drop coffins are... You're all sort of like in your vampire poses. You're put flat. Hangar bay is opening. You feel the rush of wind. You feel the pressure drop even within your coffin. The last words from Commander Storgate behind you are, God damn, this harness is tight. Good luck out there. For some reason, switching accents. And the four of you fly off into the night through the cloud cover, down towards the city of The Hague. And it is a relatively short drop. The Netherlands is very deliberately, it's below sea level, so it's low altitude flight as well. The Hotel des Ans just sticks out like a sore thumb. It is, at the time, it was the tallest building in The Hague. As you get closer, the four of you worry more and more, oh god, we're going to crush the tallest building in The Hague and we're going to have every single Nazi in the Netherlands on us. Then, the coffin seems to slow down in midair. I think, Cosgrove, you would recognize this as Alkanost magic.
Ooh.
And do you know what an Alkanost is?
I don't.
An Alkanost is a Slavic birdwoman from birdwoman from Slavic mythology. And with her magic, with this magic being woven around your coffins, you are picked up, gently placed in the palms of wind, and land on top of the hotel chicken coop.
Yep.
Well, Featherfall isn't perfectly accurate, but you know what? It's fine. And as they land, the kind of reels on the front of the coffin have been spinning the entire time in the descent, and upon them landing, they hit in 7, 7, 7, and then Cosgrove like rolls out into the kind of like a jackpot sounds. Thank you. Bowing.
Yeah, you step into just into a clump of chicken drop.
Well, to be honest, I've had tougher audiences than this, so.
Chuck, how do you emerge?
There's 3 harmonica notes that play as the door opens. It's a door. It's a lid.
Potato.
Probably the softest landing we ever had in one of these things, but can't say for sure the cleanest as he lifts a chicken trout covered boot.
I mean-
Nicole.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was interrupting you. You go.
I mean, usually when we impact, it's designed to kind of crush some of the Nazis underfoot, start as we mean to go on, but I guess there's a bit more subterfuge this time round. I can dig it.
Et vous, Nicole?
Nicole's coffin is fairly, because I didn't actually get to talk about what her coffin looks like, is fairly strongbox looking on the outside, and when it lands, the front opens kind of down the middle of it instead of from the side, and as it does so, kind of racks and racks of rifles and grenades and things kind of extend, and she just kind of begins picking from them as if somebody at, shopping at a fine Parisian clothing store, and loading up on what she's going to be carrying today. And she says, "Well, it's not the worst place I've ever been. You should definitely try out the catacombs underneath Paris at some point. It is, and I mean this in a very literal way, a rat's nest."
Well, you'll have to show me sometime.
Will do.
And Irina.
So the kind of door, the lid, opens up, but it does it like lengthways, and I sort of rise with it like some kind of a parody vampire movie. I think what was it called? Dead and Loving It. That's the one. And it turns out the top of it is a mirror, so I'm just kind of fixing my hair and straightening out my clothes, and I step out straight into the chicken droppings. I'm like, these shoes haven't been made in 400 years, darling. I can't get another pair.
I mean, we could make some new... no, trying to find replacements is going to be pretty difficult here. I'm sorry about it.
It's fine. I'm sure I can shove it down a Nazi's throat, and it'll bring me joy that way.
Spit, shine, and Nazi blood will get most things out.
This is true.
You hear a couldn't agree more. And you look up to see a very tired-looking bird, albinost, roosting on top of the chicken roost, chicken coop. And she gazes at you boredly. So I suppose you are the vampires upon which we rely?
The one and only. Nice to make your acquaintance. Offered a jeweled hand.
She lifts a wing, and you feel sort of like a pressurized handshake. Yes, very good. Please to hurry. I'm so tired.
Well, we are here for...
Please our PT rest someday, darling.
Yeah. Side effect of us being, not among the living anymore is that we don't tire too easily. So, you rest easy. We got this.
No, keep explaining. No. So from here, you see, it's a rooftop. It's got a little chicken coop. There is a door to lead into the interior of the building, of course. Now would be the perfect time. Now would be the perfect time to introduce the rolling system of each Reich, which I have to say is pretty unique. So, what people do is they declare their intention to roll for something, and they look at one of their stats. There are several, which I'm sure we'll get to try out every single one of them in vis-a-vis taking out Nazis. We see how many points plus modifiers we have in total for that stat, and we roll that many dice. That's our dice pool. And then we see how many successes we have. And then we allocate those successes to certain... Get closer to finding Elda, the vampire lord contact. But we can also use the dice in cases of opposition, of Nazi hindrances, to defend yourself, or to even attack them, kill the Nazi, drink their blood, or to activate your special critical moves. Wow.
All right. So our first is this kind of like the kind of sub-quest mission that appears in like text on screen rather. Find Adler.
Yeah, find Elda. Defend by your coven.
Who is going to be the best of us at kind of doing the detective work and tracking? Because we have 7 different skills here, for those who do not know. Brawl, Con, Fix, Search, Shoot, Sneak, and Terrify. My search is 2, so I don't know if I would be the best at trying to find them.
Same, darling.
Oh, everyone's got a 2. Then I will do it.
Oh my god, literally everyone has a 2 in search. I just noticed, wow.
We're not the best at finding things. Usually they stick out like a sore thumb.
People bring things to me, darling.
All right, give me, let's see, you've got a 2 in search, Sammy, so that's at least 2 dice. Do you have anything on your character that might modify or enhance it?
Tool belt seems a bit far-fetched unless I said there was a compass in it, but I'm just gonna say I have 2 dice.
I'm gonna say that tool belt has a lockpick, which would have you search.
All right, I will take that.
So, give me 2 plus 1 is 3 dice in total for your search.
Ooh.
Ooh! That's all successes. So, we have our stated objective of find Alda in the hotel, which has a mission rating of 4. Which means that you need to allocate 4 successes in total in order to get there. You have 3 successes, including 1 critical.
Which counts as 2, so that would be 4 in total.
What do you want to do with these?
Boy, as tempting as it is to just knock it all out in 1, what I'd like to do is allocate the crit and 1 regular success to finding Alda.
Gotcha.
And 1 to gain some blood to find a Nazi on his weary patrol and just say, I'm gonna tip off for a quick bit of vittles. I'll be right back.
yeah. You sort of like lead everyone almost like you've been here before. You lock the doors in a way that suggests almost familiarity with the locks. You go down a couple floors, you greet guests as they, your southern hospitality is perceived as, wonderful. It is gimmicky, but the Nazis love it.
There's hat tipping, there's tobacco spitting.
Yeah, you get a couple of people going, Nazi going like, America, very good, yeah. You get down to the bar, and I think you went here yourself, and you assumed the others wouldn't follow you. But at the bar, you see I think already just like under the table Nazi official. You can lead him into a nearby private room.
Yeah, sure. I do that, and I also I make a big show of like, well, someone just what would you call it? Tied their horse to the wrong. I'm gonna help this fella rest up and take this with me, and I take the half-empty bottle of booze that he has as well and tuck it into my tool belt.
Hell yeah. Yep. Writing that down. You are seen as just really just a stand-up guy, a true American, not like the ones you're fighting. Very good job.
Oh yeah, cowboy, yippee-ki-yay, all that good stuff.
Haha, so funny, Carl. And then they go back to Naziing. I don't know what that is. I've never done it, but they go back to it. So that is 3 successes towards finding Alda. While you are, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, by the time I return to the group, I have a face covered in blood. I'm snacking on what's left of the liver, and I say, "We got to make sure this place burns down when we're done."
Well, I hope you made sure to wash your hands before you ate, darling.
I lick a finger in response,
Oh, very good.
sucking
very
barbecue
cool.
sauce.
Just
It so happens that the consumed Nazi in a coat pocket had a little piece of paper, whereupon it said, ask the bartender for a swamp ticket.
Swamp ticket? All right. Well, so just to kind of like ask around the table, this place is pretty quiet. So I don't know whether the bartender here is gonna be, staff or an interloper who's just kind of placed themselves as the bartender of the hotel, if you know what I mean.
I do, darling, but no one said anything about going to a swamp on this mission, and I'm just not dressed for that.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what's on. I kind of feel that, most of the windows of this hotel on one side have a view of the dome. And, Cosgrove, glances out the window. Still don't really know what's fucking in there, to be honest, so there could be all
Was it
sorts.
always supposed to be like that?
There's, a surprised blink. I do believe it's new.
Oh, okay. Well, it fits in well. Yes.
Confirm. I live next to the dome. It's there all the time.
But at the very least, I wouldn't mind going down to have a bit of a chat with the bartender, especially if everybody's interested in a round of very flammable drinks, if you'll excuse me.
Oh.
Ooh, this sounds fun.
Yes, I follow, obviously.
I mean, if anybody else is up for a bit of a piss up, then
Always, darling. I've already started drinking.
so you have.
Just stop drinking.
Where did you get that bottle of red, by the way?
I scribble it away in certain places. I'll tell you when you're older.
Ooh la la.
You do definitely have a couple 100 years on me. And before you can process whether he called you old, he makes his way down. I would love to use con
Oh, absolutely.
to make my way down to the bar area where the remainder of people are kind of having their merriment alongside the bartender. And I put a fuck ton of cash on the table, just big notes, and it'll be like, well, I am gonna, touring, seeing the good work y'all have done, sweating, just wanted to go and buy you all around, for all your fucking hard work or whatever.
The bartender, who is a young, I want to say, Thai woman. She's got short, shaved hair, and she looks at you aghast and flicks, her eyes towards the bags of money and does some, you see her calculating in her head and goes, "Thank you for the 4,681 rounds."
Sick.
Roll your con.
Yeah, I will absolutely roll.
So you've got a
3d6.
got a 3 in con. You've got a bag of money, which is it's got to be a +1.
I mean, all of that money is fully fake. It is not real. But
But hey, it's
Yeah, but is money ever real, really?
we only.
hey,
use
we
it.
got 3 total hits out of this.
Hey.
I would love to spend. Is there a resistance roll here?
No, they're so a little bit of scene scaping. The hotel is, it's not bustling, but the Hotel des Anges is like was founded in 1901, really popular hotel ever since. During the Nazi occupation of The Hague, it saw some traffic, some consumers, some guests, but mostly Nazi officials staying there. It sees traffic. It also is home to a lot of Nazi parties.
Right.
And I think one such Nazi party is might be ongoing. But anyway, I'll take your successes.
How I'm going to go in a lot this is that I'll allot one success towards finishing that objective, because it was already 3 out of 4. And Cosgrove says, look, since I kind of bought the bar out for you, how about you go on break? There's some big mixology fans of mine that have been wanting to speak to you about your technique. So why don't you go and take a toddle outside, and I'll go and pour some drinks for me and the lads. All right, lads? He turns around to the revelers in the bar.
Yeah, she pulls out the most like unhealthy looking self-rolled cigarette you can ever imagine, and already lighting it, she says to you, "First rule of mixology: don't call it mixology," and goes outside.
Yeah, you're going to get on great with the person you're going to be speaking to. Looking at the exact same way, coincidence or fate, who knows? And as he turns to the rest of the people at the bar, right, who's thirsty? And he holds up one of the rings on his fingers glow, and the alcohol, like water bending style, starts to rise out of the bottles. And forming large globs of fluid encircles the heads of every Nazi in that room.
While one of the globs is going past me, I stick a straw in it and drink some.
Oh no. It's vermouth.
Now, Arena, I lit your cigarette earlier, but I assume you do have a light on you if you want to go and finish this flaming cocktail we've set up.
Ah, darling, I thought you'd never ask. And I take out one of my... I have many lighters on me for this very specific reason of I etch on an explosive rune. Perhaps you see like a flyer of my thumbnail as I etch it into this lighter, and I just kind of chuck it at the Nazis all with kind of globs of high alcohol content globs around their head, and it explodificates.
Hell, we get a couple of shots of like Nazis like taking, like they're pissed out of their skull. They take swigs out of a drink. Suddenly there's alcohol covering their heads. They're drowning. They don't even notice. They're still trying to drink. And then they're on fire and they're like, "Oh, it's getting a little flammy and hot in here." And then screams and skulls and ashes.
They're spaced out nicely, so when the first one alights and pops, it causes like a chain reaction across the room. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
It's and with every high note, it's like ba 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 ba. Nazi explodes. Hell yes! I'm assuming that was your one.
So that was my crit. Even though there's no threat against, I would like to kind of clear the room of observers essentially with that crit, assigning those 2 successes to that, and then the third.
I think we can have sort of like you've cleared, you've pacified the zone for sure.
Friends at the table, Nicole can have a chat with the bartender, uninterrupted.
Hello. So, who do I have the joy of speaking with?
Yannicka, hi. Thanks. No, actually, thanks all. Thanks for this. They were so... Nazis. Fuck them. Thanks. Thank you for doing all this.
Those ones won't be bothering you, but obviously we can't guarantee anything after we leave. But for the time being, here we are. And I think she takes just a huge drag of her own cigarette, and just kind of like locks eyes with this woman and sort of downs at least half the thing without dropping the ash.
Do you want to go upstairs?
Maybe later, darling.
Oh. What do you want? What do you need me? What's up? Hey.
Hi.
She's all over the place.
Well, we have a job to do. There was a certain Lord Alder, I believe was the name. Am I remembering correctly?
She kind of like huffs, like, they're almost coming for him. So you're supposed to ask for the swamp ticket, but since you cleared out the Nazis here, I'll show you. I'll show you where he likes to call it the swamp. Just follow me. And she also downs half a cigarette, her monster cigarette, and then has one of those safe, those what do they call them? Like cigarette cases? But it's very big. She sort of like wraps it around her chest.
Oh my goodness.
It's a very big cigarette.
A lot of cigarettes.
Cigarette belt.
And she takes you she takes the four of you around the bar, and you see her walk downstairs. It's like the elevator gag, but then when you go yourself behind the elevator, behind the bar, there's no escalator or staircase or whatsoever, and you hear a voice going, "Just make the motion."
May we have a swamp ticket, please?
Come on down and make the motion.
This is embarrassing, darling.
I didn't design this myself. You can take it up with the big guy.
All right. I mean,
Chuck does a little squat walk with the best of them.
And you're going down, baby.
Yeah, I guess as I see Chuck go down, I'm like, I just follow along, but I'm clearly unhappy. I'm stomping on each step.
petulant. Spatial warping magic is actually something I can't do. God damn it! And he walks down.
Very nice, honestly. A little bit cramped, but this is nothing new.
So
Well, I'm sure if you ask them nicely, darling, they'll show you how to do it.
So the four of you mimic descending, but in doing so, actually descend down a staircase leading to a basement, a wide basement area, where there seems to be a sort of underground hospital set up. There's a lot of hospital beds laid out. There's a lot of IV bags, stretchers, people walking around. There's an actual medical operation running here, and it is protected by this glamour / displacement magic. The four of you showing up does not seem to surprise or alarm anyone, suggesting that these kinds of visits happen all the time.
Taking care of a lot of folk down here.
Who's funding this operation, may I ask, darling?
You're asking the bartender?
Sorry, sorry,
Yannicka.
yeah, the bartender who lives down here, whatever. Yeah, sorry.
Well, Alda was, he's been around for a very long time, and he wasn't always such a nice guy. But, that was 1,900 years ago. But because of that, he's amassed quite a fortune for himself. So it's out of pocket, but also we've got a lot of benefactors.
Yes, I've heard about it. So give me good details, and I'll see if I can perhaps bolster your funds.
Oh, okay. No, we're always happy to get paid,
Yes.
Anyway. I said anyway, but I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. She's freaking out already.
So, is Alder can we see Alder in this space?
So you see a bunch of vampires walking around. They're not hiding it. They've got their fangs out, fully bared. But not every single person on in here is an immortal or an occult being.
Mm-hmm.
Mortals are being treated here with with magic, but also with standard traditional means. There is a door at the back that is currently sort of like on that's currently like half open. And yeah, you can ask around and they'll say like, oh, you want Elda? He's in the back.
Yeah. Are you guys all right, by the way? Do you need an extra set of hands, or are you good? You guys are good?
Hey, you got medieval experience?
I mean, occult back alley doctor level. I'm not exactly an MD, but
Okay. Unless you can work magic with someone's intestinal tract. This boy took a lot of shrapnel, so please get out of my light.
hey, my bad. And he steps back, but looks to the back room and starts to move towards it.
For sure. Does the rest of you follow?
Yes.
Cool. The four of you sort of enter into the back room here, like the office at the back, and you see like the door closes behind you with kind of like the same kind of displacement magic the staircase utilized. What you see is at first a pair of hairy legs, like sticking out of a silk bathrobe, like bright red.
The skin or the hair?
The bathrobe. Neither.
That still answers my question. Thank you.
He's got his torso bared, but a mysterious shadow is always covering his groin. Sorry, perverts. He's got a jawline wet with blood, and he's sipping from a daiquiri glass. And he looks at the four of you, and he winks. Fresh brew. Alda's the name, by the way. I think you're the people I've asked for, right?
Yes, we're here, darling. Just tell us what you want.
Nice. Right to the point. I like that. So, there's a Nazi. His name goes by the name of Strick. Strick is a kind of a dangerous kind of guy. First, takes over the art circuit, right? In The Hague, becomes Minister for the Arts. Suddenly, things start getting a little less fun. Museums emptied out. Get filled up with shit we never can agree with. Then, suddenly, occult business. All right, we can handle that. We can monitor that. But then, oh, sorry, siren passing by. All in character. Then suddenly, Operation Market Garden happened. Great. He looks at Chuck. Great attempt, but didn't go so well. And I did it. Americans, we need to try better next time, I think.
Hey, now, you can't hold me accountable for the actions of our military. Well...
Yeah, I know. If we were there, it would have gone a lot better, I know. But,
appreciate that.
After that, after Market Garden, people here kind of lost hope. And when people lose hope, they start doing, well, bad things, weird things, radical things.
Desperate things.
Very desperate. So, in spite of having lost all hope for a military victory, a bunch of artists decided to pursue an artistic victory and built this device that caused, well, you've seen it, the Bosch Zone.
The dome, just to be clear.
Yeah.
What exactly is this dome? We've seen it, but we don't have any explanations.
Well, I can tell you that it's sticky to touch. It's not easy to get in.
Boss.
It's got a bunch of Nazis protecting it. It's got, it doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't look the same as it does from the outside.
Oh, that's a shame.
And what it actually is. Some powerful magic.
Anybody
to-
been in there and come back to tell the tale, or?
Not from our side. There have been a couple of Nazis, including Strick, which makes it very, very dangerous. So, here's the thing. I'm sure your commander already told you this, but what I want you to do is find out what the Nazis are after in there. I don't have to, get rid of this thing, the dome. I don't care for it, but it's there. It's not a threat to, vampire kind, mankind. It is quite hostile to Nazi kind, which I appreciate. But Nazi kind is very hostile to it in return, and I don't want the Nazis abusing anything in there,
All right. So it is a bit of an infiltration mission then. Actually, funny enough, I think I adjust a thing, especially if it's magic. Yeah, I know a ritual or two that might be able to do something about that. Oh, not to be like, well, from one study of the arcane arts to another, like a bit of a barrier drops. So he's kind of tried to maintain an air of theatricalness, and his expression opens up a bit. How you did the stairs stuff, like spatial differentials, can't really do that. I don't suppose you have like a focus or a fetish I can borrow? Glances over at Arena. Not like that.
Ah, darling, you think so lowly of me, but thank you for clarifying.
You glance back to Elda, and he's like, "Oh, not like that. Okay. What can I say? Some people are born with specific kinds of magic. I've always been good at healing people, which is not magical, but I have been good at making things not seem what they are."
Right. I mean, as long as I have the time to kind of study something of yours that has your magic in it, I can put it in one of these. And he holds up the ringed fingers again.
I might have something for you. And he walks over to this sort of like distillation installation, where he brews like his own alcohol in his office. He pours you a drink, and I think he says, "Tell you what, if you can figure out how to make this drink even better, I'll tell you everything you need to know. Everything you want to know."
Okay. It's very funny. I would love to make a fix roll about this.
Okay, let's go.
Maybe that's stretching the bounds of what fix can do, but if it's about improving it, then hey, who knows? Because hey, if this is an item that we can use later, that feels like a useful thing. I have 3 in fix. Checking if there's anything else I have on me that is a boon to this, but I don't think I do. Yeah, just a straight 3.
Cool. I will also be rolling 3 dice.
Oh.
Just make it opposed. Because, you might come up with something that's already been tried before.
I got a crit.
Hey! Let's see. Me too, but the GM does not get crits.
So you get 2 hits essentially, and my crit is worth 2. So I will use that to cancel out the threat of this circumstance. So I guess that means I do it, or are we at neutral?
You don't actually. You cancel out the threat, right? But you still needs to put dice forward to completing your objective.
Right.
Which...
And I don't think I can split. I don't think I can split crits to do different things. So
No.
I guess I will then put that crit in advancing an objective and take a point of damage.
I like to think that the damage will be drunkenness.
Sure. I'll make a quick roll to check where that affects my list.
Yeah.
2. Normally that would be representing lost some fingers. Considering the way that I've styled Cosgrove as somebody whose fingers are quite important, I would love to replace lost some fingers with just wasted.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and this is like you take one shot of this, right? But it is so concentrated and magically enhanced that it completely takes you off guard. But I think in that connecting moment between taste bud and alcohol, between fuel and fire, there is the transcendental experience, and you're like, this needs entry reading.
I think he takes the swig of it and his eyes roll back, and then he turns to who of the three of you is most likely to like smoke menthol cigs? All three of you clearly smoke, but
I think that maybe I have more experience with just eating herbs and mints and mentholated things.
Oh yeah, I guess as rather than being specifically a blood drinker, you eat the whole animal, which no wastage. But you might need seasoning occasionally, so maybe you have seasoning on you. And he is like, mate, do you mind if I rummage around in your pouch a little bit?
Oh, what's mine is yours.
Oh, thanks, mate. And he pulls out like a single star anise.
That's
And-
so Dutch.
Crushes it in his hand in one, and then like lets the crumbs of that fall into the bottle, and then gives it a kind of proper like bartender shake, flips the cap, and kind of holds it under Alda's nose.
He takes it from you. He takes a drink. His eyes go wide, and there's a single smile that appears on your face as you fall unconscious.
Oh, you killed him, darling. Why did you do that?
You wake up a couple of minutes later, but
Did you have a good trip?
Yeah. Wait, what decade is it again?
Still the 40s, I believe. Unfortunately.
The 1940s, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Similar to the 1840s. Lovely decade, the 1840s.
Right. I mean, okay. So we still have work to do then. I fell asleep on the job. I don't usually fall asleep on the job. That's weird. He gets back up.
strong stuff. But I like the anise. Good touch. All right. Listen. You want to display stuff? All you gotta do, wear this. And he takes off his bathrobe and he just winds it around you. The shadow stays.
Yeah.
He is fully nude though.
The shadow stays.
You did ask for a
Yeah.
fetish, darling.
Look, okay, so thanks. And he like pulls a single thread out from the bathrobe, and one of the rings in his collection is the kind that has like the little compartment inside that you'd like put like a pill in if you were a poisoner.
Or a Skittle.
Or a Skittle, just while you're hungry on the job, you just need that additional burst of sugar.
Which I guess would be relevant to putting a piece of thread in there.
Yeah, he pulls a thread from this coat and kind of places it inside the capsules. That's all I need. But hey, he turns to the rest of you. Do I look good in this?
I won't give up your day job, darling.
Red ain't my color. I understand.
Do vampires have day jobs?
Mostly sleeping.
You can have the rest of this back. I mean, not that you need it, gesturing towards the void, but but you can't. Even though they say you take 3 things off before leaving the house, I don't think you need it. So maybe have this back.
He puts it back on. The shadow, for some reason, seems to clip through the robe.
Can I add to my inventory, my equipment, this spatial magic spell?
Yes. So this kind of loot is very important in this game. There's a lot of just like recovery on site. And in this case, this will give you, I'm gonna say, 3 uses.
Okay, thank you.
To channel a like displacement, which is gives you just plus. Yeah, let's say 2 pluses.
Okay.
3 uses, 2 pluses. He goes, well, after that revolutionary chemistry experiment, let's get down to business. I'd like you to find out what Strick is up to. Preferably kill him, end him, whatever you want to do with him. You're vampires, we're vampires, you know what's gonna happen with Nazis. But at the same time, listen, you gotta find out about the dome, right? To do that, you need to come in contact with some of the artists, some of my people out there. I've lost contact with my runner. I'd appreciate it if you could find her.
Chuck pulls out the map that I'm sure we were all provided, but not everyone has pocketed away. And just tell me what a route was, and we'll be sure to keep an eye out.
What the route? The route was
Your runner.
Sorry. You talk so poetically. I thought you were talking about plant roots, and it took me to a magical place. Wow.
Now, a magical place with roots to me is any old bar with a barrel of sarsaparilla. And
Fantastic.
he inconspicuously writes that down when no one is looking.
Fantastic. That reminds me of New England. All right. So the root, pekeltje. Pekeltje is little pickle, essentially, in Dutch. Took the root. We lost she was trailing Strick last time he emerged from the Bosch zone. She was spotted, unfortunately, and lost contact with her in the old Jewish quarter. It's should be safe in there, but prepare for anything. If we're dealing with Strick, we're dealing with Nazi occultists. It pays to be careful.
Well, I'd say our posse has a heading.
Yeah. I mean, he's swaying still. I'm ready to go and find her and get the job done. Yeah.
I take a swig while I was looking over the drink he created. I'm like, yeah, let's go, darling. Let's
This is like burning tissue in you.
yeah. Let's head off. You know how Nazis are when it comes to Jewish quarters. Let's see if we can perhaps dissuade them from anything else.
And I think we go to the world map, which we've been looking at all this time. We zoom out, and this is sort of like the bird's eye view. Commander Storgay in his tight-fitting harness is always looking down on this, and you see the Bosch zone currently inhabiting in the Hague what is known as the Regentessenkwartier, which is the quarter of the Regentessen of the Regentess. It's filled with aristocratic shit like that. During the war, a lot of collaboration, like collaborators and Nazi officials were stationed there, so who cares? Anyway, the place where y'all are going, the historical Jewish quarter of The Hague, is, if we look at the map, right?
Ooh, let me zoom out a little bit so I can catch that ping.
A little south. Right. And there is a very robust, like multidisciplinary, multi-level transit system in The Hague, but whatever. Just roll and we'll see how you get there.
Would you mind pinging one last time, please?
Of course not.
Cool.
Boink.
We have our marker.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. you emerge out of the Hotel des Andes, still smelling like Nazi corpses, but that smells better than Nazi lives is. That's what I always say.
We got there.
It's a good catchphrase. Might need some workshopping, but
Could use some table time, yeah.
Okay. Not hurtful.
The stream ends.
Anyway, you emerge street side. It is the vampire's preferred time of day, which is early night. The floor is yours.
I would like to try and sneak there if anybody, unless anybody has something else they would like to do.
Hey.
well, I always like being up top on the buildings, darling. Gives me better view of any Nazis that need to have their heads removed from their bodies.
Sneaking's just fine by me, but I'm liable to get a little loud when we're at our destination.
Well, you know me, I would like to be loud as well, but, we want to make sure that we are not creating more resistance than necessary, yes?
Oh, actually, maybe we can put this new ring to some work. Why don't you go and secure a position down the line, and let's see if I can use this displacement to put me and Chuck where we need to be.
Sounds good to me.
Do we have a kind of a radio between each other, or? I guess not.
Ooh.
I mean,
I say-
Fang can supply us with a wire.
Yeah,
Come on.
let's just say absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, that's so if you're going to be using your magic, that's going to be a separate roll from the rest. So
Let's
think-
get Nicole's movement to
Yeah.
the spot first.
Exactly. I was going to say, you roll at the back end, and we'll get a sneak from both Nicole and Irene.
Oof. Okay. I just realised how good my sneak is.
All right. Let's see, Nick. Oh, there we go. We're gonna roll.
And it's still a crit. Never punished.
Hey!
Crit.
Never ever doubt yourself.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
And we got another 2 crits in total. Hell yeah. Tell me, what do the both of you allocate these to? They are insofar unopposed. So,
Nicole, darling, how are you going first?
just a little layout of the situation. Like, finding the Jewish quarter is not difficult at all. It's about not standing out. It's about using the lay of the land, as it were. It's about getting close enough to listen. So let me. So I think, the rooftop approach you wanted to take, right?
Yeah, so I'm kind of, parkouring over the rooftops, but I'm keeping to the shadows. It's kind of a daring nighttime elevated raid as I seemingly fly through the air, jumping between buildings and such.
And meanwhile, I am kind of bouncing back and forth between back alleys, keeping to shadows, and breaking a neck or two along the way.
Of course.
As you do.
As you do. Perfect. The two of you sort of like arrive at, I think, the roof of a bakery, and you actually see a bunch of you see beneath you a bunch of Nazi soldiers getting out with their little breads, with their little pastries, and across from you, you see a raid taking place on on one of the houses here. The raid seems to sort of like see soldiers go in and out. It is definitely supposed to. They're out for the art inside. They're coming out with paintings, with like statuettes, that kind of stuff.
Darling, do you have that Panzerfaust you carry around with you every now and then?
I do indeed have that with me. Let's just go ahead and And then I suppose I'm going to Panzerfaust.
Oh, wow.
Shoot them.
Hell yeah.
Because, hey, if we have fish in a barrel, we may as well.
Yep. Oh, and darling, let me just add a little rune to that to give it a bit of an extra punch. So I've edged a
Ooh, thank you.
rune onto the.
Ooh, do we? Question then. Would we prefer to sort this big boy or maybe one of these? And she pulls a firebomb out.
We sure know how to party, darling. Of course.
I mean, which one feels better in this situation?
Ah, go with your heart. What your heart desires, my dear.
Right, fire seems too much gauche for this. So let's not do that one. That feels.
Okay.
So let's let him eat a bit of his own medicine then. And let's see, 4 for the shoot, and then 3 for the Panzerfaust.
And you also, Irina added a blue.
Yes, and because it's concealed,
Yes.
I guess you get 2 extra dice. Does that work that way?
Ooh,
It
okay,
does, actually.
All right. Okay. So follow-up question then. Because the Panzerfaust only has 1 usage, am I getting the normal 1 die plus the parentheses stuff, or am I just doing the parentheses stuff?
So the stuff in the parentheses, because as I recall, Panzerfaust says +++ armored targets, right?
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah,
that
this
only
isn't
that
exactly
die
armored.
bonus only kicks in if you use it against an armored target. Otherwise, you just get the 1 die bonus.
True. Okay, that's fine. But since it is a 1 usage thing, does that turn into 2 dice, or is that no? Since it's only a 1 usage, I only get the 1 die. Okay.
Yeah.
So 8 dice it is then.
Goodbye. Farewell.
Or no, hang on, because it's no. Hang on, let me redo my math because that was the plus. So 4, 5, 6, 6 dice.
Yeah.
6 is still
Bit
great.
of splash damage, excellent.
Shadowrun flashbacks.
Oh my god. That is 4 crits.
Yeah. You see, take the scene. Oh my goodness, Sheila.
How does this happen every time we do this? Okay. So, yeah, I think that she just kind of like posts up, and like I said, she's keeping to shadow. She just has a clear line of sight to these guys, and I think that they've kind of gathered up in front of the door, like in the street, as if they are children on a playground, you know, trading Pokemon cards. Like, oh, I've got a statue like this, and I'll trade it for you with your painting like this. And, you know, and just waits for them. Okay, we're and all of you, and yep. Let's goodness gracious, because that's gonna be 9 successes total.
Where do you want to allocate
Because-
them?
Yeah, let's take a look at that. How much of an objective do we have here?
Jesus. Well, you only needed 1 more.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well,
You
I
can
think that-
get absolutely stacked with blood.
yeah.
Because I love the idea that you explode them and then there's like a couple beats and then blood just starts raining in the streets on that.
Yes. Yes, please. I love that. Okay, so yeah, we'll dedicate that standard success to that, and then absolutely just we're just singing in the lane, just singing in the lane, and you know, getting just way too much Nazi blood, and I'm very full. I'm feeling a little bit bloated.
I've somehow produced a champagne glass and it's filling up with the blood.
Mechanically, they're like the blood that you stack can be transferred between other players, narrated however you would like. Also, well, it's fine. I will not. I refuse to acknowledge chat. So with that, so how many crits are we assigning to the blood acquisition here?
All 4 of them, since we only had 1 left on the.
So that's 8 blood. What would you like to do with that amount of blood? Where would you like to put that or give it to?
Sorry, can I just pause for a moment so I can go?
Sure.
There we go.
That's my one.
Here's
That's
the
my
one. Here's the one.
Cool.
Okay, so let's. Oh goodness gracious, that means I have. Yeah, let's just go ahead and give 2 blood to everybody. We'll say that like when we next meet up, flash forward, flash back, however you want to route this. And I'm just gonna go ahead and be flirty about this. I'm just gonna go ahead and give everyone a kiss straight on the lips and transfer a little bit of blood for them.
Wow.
Oh, thank you, darling. I told you knew how to put on a party.
Always, dear.
Always a nourishing presence, mate.
Yeah, no, Jesus Christ. Cosgrove and Chuck, you blip in, after Cosgrove figured out how the displacement works. You don't have to roll for that anymore, don't worry about this. You blip into Blood Circus, Midtown The Hague. Hello, the Nazis that were like with their little breads walking out. Their eyeballs. There's more of the bread than there's left of them. People are like out in the street. They're coming out in droves, just like fucking like celebrating. It's just like having a dance party in this blood rain.
I think there's a moment of. Now, you didn't have all the fun without us, did you? Didn't save anything? And then that's when there's the blood transference kiss.
There will always be more to kill, unfortunately, but more for us, more for you, more for me.
Out of the sort of like the house that was being raided, like stepping carefully over smoldering gores and Nazi smooches, you see a very tall, pale-skinned woman, heavily freckled, sort of like emerge and look at you. She's like 6'5". She looks down at most of y'all. Notable thing about her is she does not have any arms, but instead she has like what to call them? She's got these chomping plates installed where her stumps would be, so they kind of like latch onto anything. Like they're basically like mechanical teeth mouths, always chomping at her shoulders.
So like she's got like bear traps.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, who's this tall glass of Chardonnay?
Hello. My name's Pekelche. So this is your doing?
Oh, well, it's
Yes,
her doing,
indeed.
darling. But it was a team effort, perhaps.
Well, I did ask Alda for a rescue, but I didn't expect it to be this spectacular. Wow, that's awesome.
Always happy to put on a show.
So, can I please come inside and I guess take off your coat if you have one?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you, darling. Just bringing your butler out to grab it for me.
I think you blew him up.
Oh. Well.
That's okay. He was a Nazi.
Oh, okay, well, that's good then. Yes. Okay.
I'll take off my shoes at the door. I wouldn't want to be getting blood in your carpets.
We flash step to inside, interior, lounging, very like Parisian salon-esque almost, hanging with all sorts of beautiful pieces of art that would be described by Nazis as otherwise. I think everyone is sort of like got their seated, is nicely accommodated. The expertise and the finesse showed by Pegelche with just her foot, with just her like carrying trays around, serving your blood tea, performing juggling tricks for entertainment, like within the span of 3 minutes. Like she's efficient, she's great. And then she, like, after you've all been served, she flops down, lotus position on like a big cushion, and she goes, "All right, you want to get into the bush zone. You need to help me kill something first, okay?"
Oh, isn't that always the
Alright.
way, darling?
Cool. I'll tell you all about it after break.
Indeed. We're
After
gonna.
these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, well, let's go to the lobby and get some snacks. Take a comfort break, stretch.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Thank you so much. Just before we vanish again, thank you so much everybody for being patient in chat while we're in emote only mode. I'm sure those who are joining at this particular stage are fully understanding as to why we are in emote only mode, but we'll be back in 5 minutes. See you all shortly. Okay, everybody, we are back with Grave Hague.
For the people that might have tuned in later, the place, The Hague. The vibe, it's unfortunately Dutch. The sitch, Nazis everywhere. The year, it's not 2023, it is 1944. And our vampires are very thirsty for some Nazi blood. Can everyone give me a bleh?
Bleh.
Yes.
We didn't do that last time. That's great.
I had to save for now. Hell yeah, we are back with our vampires sitting in a nice salon in the middle of the Jewish quarter of The Hague. This, like in front of you, this armless tower of a woman called Pikachu basically said, hey, kill something for me, and then let's get you inside. So she continues. It's I'm sure Alda already told you, but after I tracked Strich out of the Bosch zone, I saw something weird going on at the Grote Synagoge, the Great Synagogue, and you know they plundered that a long time ago. And if they're suddenly going back to it, I think that's not a good thing. Whatever's going down there needs to be dealt with now. That's that much is clear. And I'm sure it's related to getting inside of the fucking whatever you want to call it. There's so many project names. She's like, she stands up. There's so many names for this thing in documentation. It really sucks to memorize. Okay.
Can we just call it the Dome or?
See, you'd think that, right? The Dome or green orb, whatever. But no, it's Projekt Jerome. It is der Spiegel. You know, stuff like that. Unbelievable.
Oh, darling, I can relate. I have to remember so many frightful things in this line of work, and frankly, I just can't be bothered.
You mean like your mission briefings?
Let's talk about that on after this mission. Yes, darling. Yes, darling. Yes, darling. Yes.
Yeah. She looks around. I should report back to Alda. The least I can do is show you where the synagogue is.
Yeah, the streets are, at least for now, gonna be pretty clear. They might start investigating later, but they're not gonna go too close to the aftermath immediately. So you should have a pretty safe path back to the hotel.
Yeah, I can handle them. And one of her shoulder clamps got conk conk.
Nice.
Yeah. She takes you around the street, and I get to please to look at the roll 20.
Mm-hmm.
She takes you to the cordon off gate in front of the Great Synagogue in The Hague. Very important building, very impressive building. I've been there a couple of times myself in real life. It is now used as a mosque. It shows a great sort of like religious.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Unfortunately, in this fiction version of reality, it is cordoned off, and you do see sort of like over-equipped Nazi personnel, like at the gates, nearby windows, weird engines being pulled into onto the ground itself and inside of the synagogue. The sort of like the image I'm summoning here is like you have your hello, I am Karl Fritz, the Nazi soldier, and then you have hi, I am the guy from Wolfenstein, you know. And those guys are here now.
There's a glance over to Chuck. Hey mate, What's the plan of attack here? How are you feeling about this?
Well, given the circumstance, I'd like to be loud. Very, very loud.
All right.
I suppose this. Let us
Oh.
go.
If you prefer, I can act as a distraction if you want to get inside, but either
Why
which
distract
way,
when
I'll
we can
be
enjoy the party together, darling?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? We might have something on deck that could augment your particular entrance. I'm usually the one who likes making a statement, but I enjoy encouraging other people to do the same. You know what I mean?
Ooh. I do have these. And Nicole holds up smoke grenades.
Ah, all right, all
And
right.
I
They're
put
shaped
these
like
together
cigarettes.
back at the hotel. And I have a jury-rigged Molotov cocktail.
Oh yeah, because you obtained some booze as well. Nice. Okay.
Did-
Well, you can't have a party without a cocktail, darling.
Oh, perfect. I have something on my deck as well. This is not literally Blades in the Dark where you like just go for it and then think of the plan after the fact. But hey, let's get to it. One of my abilities is called Phantasmagoria. I can spend 1 blood to conjure nightmare illusions in an area immediately around me. With a bonus point to incorporating the background in a clever way. And I would like to kind of tag team with Sammy a little bit on this so you can help steer. But I think as the smoke grenades go off, and we'll decide what the role... this is in advance of the roll for the smoke grenades and so on go in. The way that the light of the early evening occurs kind of makes shadows of people start manifesting along the walls and insides of the building. And they just kind of like grow in size, indomitable in the space, like the literal version of hostile architecture.
Nice.
Loving
Fucking
it.
awesome.
So yeah, feel free to make those shadows say and do whatever fits your plan of attack, Chuck.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with a shoot. That's going to be 3 dice. I'm going to use my pistols for 4. Now, am I getting extra dice from my companions? Specifically,
Yes,
the,
you get 1 die from my Phantasmagoria effect, and I guess you get 1 die from the smoke grenades too.
Yes.
So we're talking a total of 6.
I heard Sheila go, ooh.
This, I would argue that this is helping to cover in advance, would it not?
It would, yeah.
So that's an extra die from the smoke grenades.
7.
Beautiful. Let's roll 7 die.
7 dice against, let's see here. Got 5 of my own.
Okay, 4 hits.
okay.
Ooh.
Oy,
hits.
oy, oy.
All right, that's okay.
I'd like to tell the chat, even though I don't condone Nazis rolling criticals, I don't support it at all. I don't want to see that happen.
They count as normal hits in this circumstance, so
That's
you're
true.
fine.
Nazis don't get crits.
Nazis never
literally
crit.
in the rule book written that way.
I don't support Nazis rolling ever above a3 in this game.
Hey Grant, can we get a box out text on that page that has in like all caps Nazis never crit? Thank you.
Ooh, I gain a blood. I gain a blood from this.
Oh.
Ooh.
So a note: since the opposition did 4 successes, if you don't block any of that damage, you immediately go down, and we need to rescue you. You don't die; you just kind of become a submission where we need to kind of secure you again.
Yeah.
So you need to block one of those to not like fall over. But
Yeah. What I'd like to do, I'd like to use my crit on defense. And that's going to look like a couple guys getting misted before anything can happen. And then put 1 success towards... what is our current objective? Just getting in, or...
Yeah, it's seeing the current objective. Man, that is something for next time. Just have that out there. Type it out. I guess I can do that just now, right? The current objective is to investigate the Great Synagogue and see what's up there.
Yeah, and how many does that have? What's its rating?
That has a rating of 8.
Okay, so I'll knock that down to 7.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna defend myself with 2, as Chuck raises his pistols and begins, well, a bit of a chant. Chuck begins, Yikadal, Yikadash, Shmi Rabah, Bialmadi, Vrachirte, Viamnich Malchute, Bechayachon, Uvyomechon. The shadows start to join in, specifically as we get to Uvizman Kariv, Vimru, Amen, and there's a big Amen from the shadows.
Can we get a synchronized amen from everyone?
Amen.
And this accompanies Nazis' heads exploding. Of course, I am not making it a secret of my location, so they're already firing things my way. But I am taking up a lot of attention and putting down what I can.
Yeah. Your initial onslaught and sort of like your you set out what you intend to do, right, which is one, serve as a distraction and make a lot of noise, and you kill a bunch of Nazis on top of that, which is great. The sort of like soldiers, the Wolfenstein guys in front immediately take notice, and even though you like give them a couple of headshots each in your sort of like pistol arrangement, they don't seem to go down, and instead you get like one nasty shotgun blast. Actually 2. Yeah, you rolled 2 injuries, so you get 2 nasty shotgun blasts.
To note, whenever you take damage, you only mark 1 point of damage on your health at any time. So regardless of how many successes you roll, Chuck only takes 1 damage.
Only 1 injury. Please roll your injury table.
It does mean that if you would like to then rewind so you can assign that crit to advancing the objective, you can.
Exactly. So we'll knock that objective down to 6. I only took away 1 die, but I still only take 1 injury.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me.
Right. Go roll a d6 for me, if you don't mind, Chuck, to assign where you take that damage.
That is on.
So you can mark either of the things that are under 5 and 6 in your runes chart. Sorry to backseat mechanics.
I'm going to go with Mauled. You said that there are a couple guys like getting really close to me that I can't. I think, maybe one of them just starts tearing at me with his bare hands. And
you know what? I think as you get closer, and this shotgun blast sort of like doesn't even register because you're made of stronger stuff than shotgun blasts. But I think sort of like you get close, you ready yourself for physical combat. And what you didn't see coming is those sort of like lichen face bursting out of the helmet to chomp. Take a big old chomp out of your shoulder.
Yes, that I like. Yes.
Oh my god, they're werewolves.
Ah.
Ah.
The rest of you see all this happen. What's going on?
So, can I rewind a bit and say that I was, I've been thinking this for a while, which was earlier. Perhaps I was across the street on I should have pressed that.
No, you did. I did it.
I was across the street on a building with my rifle ready to take out perhaps people any stragglers left. So I guess I've now seen the werewolves appear and take a chunk out of Chuck. So I started blasting. With my exquisite hunting Ulithel.
Ooh, that sounds like a shoot.
And as I'm from elevated position, I get an extra roll from that. So ooh, okay. Well, I got 1 hit.
Ooh, there is a special mechanic for that, I think. If you do not
Oh,
roll
yes,
many
there is.
successes. There is a flashback that you can do to push it up to 2 minimum. Let me just double check that for you.
That is, I think, once per session.
So you can decide whether you'd want to spend it
Yeah.
now or not.
I don't think so.
Sure.
But also, I'm assuming these are going to be. Oh no, I need to roll 6 for that, so I won't. Don't worry about it then. But yeah.
Unfortunately, I also have to roll my dice.
Oh, you do, yeah. Oh boy.
Listen, I'm. Well,
That's
it's
only one hit.
It's
One,
hit,
okay.
yeah. So, what do you want to do?
So I guess I shoot at the werewolf attacking Chuck, and unfortunately he blocks it, which is when I curse in a way that I perhaps in a very old tongue that has not been heard by the light of day in many centuries. And I guess I jump off the building. I'm assuming we're all about to charge in. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your shot unfortunately did not do any damage, but you see the wolf sort of like more targets and like sniff the air, trying to scope you out, as it were. Sheila, or Nicole, what are you doing?
So, okay. Obviously, we have the front entrance covered. Could I go in through a window and try to kind of get to the side of what these fools are up to?
Yes.
Okay.
That
Because
sounds like
it's...
a sneak.
Well, I was either going to do that, or I am going to go loud shortly after going inside. So, which do you think would be more appropriate, shoot or sneak in this case?
Oh, then shoot for sure.
Okay. Then I would also like to apply my M3 submachine gun, especially if I can get a bonus for flanking.
Ooh. Absolutely, you can.
Sounds fab. Let's go ahead and do that then. So 6 dice.
2 hits.
Cool. Cool.
Oh,
Just the 1 hit.
one hit.
Just the one hit. Okay,
Alright.
so I will go ahead and cancel that hit with one of my successes and use the other success to tick down the target. The word that I'm just completely dropping on the floor. Objective. There we are.
Yeah, so one more tick for the objective, and yeah, you run up the stairs, you mow down a bunch of Nazis that were like overlooking the street. The Stahl soldat, or like, sorry, not the soldat, the lycanthrope soldier, like sees you through the window and tries to get a shot at you, but I think it's like it hits the brick and it gets a clear cutout of you hiding against the brick. That's all you see, and then you walk away from that one.
I think
Yes.
while there is still smoke from the smoke grenade rolling through the area, Cosgrove moves in, and while the lycanthrope soldiers are distracted, because you said there were 2,
Yeah.
he sneaks up behind one of them, pulls out a giant knife, and slits its throat. Would love to take a brawl roll to do that.
Absolutely.
I have Enormous Knife as one of my equipment points, which is an additional die, with an augment of Never Saw You Coming for an additional die. So if I emerge from the smoke to kind of do that attack, I would love to get that bonus for it.
Sounds good. Absolutely. That sounds like 4d6.
And that is indeed 4d6. Big money, no whammies. 2 successes, okay.
3 successes.
Well, no matter how, that's fewer than 4 successes on your end, so I'm not going to go block that. What I will do is, in one maneuver, to check mechanically, are these werewolves a HP threat, or is this
Yes.
enough to kill one?
Let's say 4. Well, because I didn't, not sure if you're, what's on table. You make sure everything is out on the table. I didn't do that ahead of time. So let's say you do succeed in killing one.
Yes, I will. To be fair, I will assign both of my successes to specifically killing this one.
Gotcha.
And then I spend my second point of blood to use my ability Dance Macabre. Mark blood to gain full control of a corpse for around a minute, after which it falls apart.
Fuck yes.
And
okay.
We don't see. You maybe hear the of the slice of the knife, but we don't see any blood. And the werewolf starts turning towards the other one and moves towards it in a way like it's going to start also reaching to claw at Chuck. And then as it kind of gets within melee range of Chuck, takes its claws and tries to go and stab at the other werewolf. Dance Macabre has the additional bonus augment. Hans, are you okay? So since I'm using it to an attack an ally, I get an additional d6.
Awesome. Okay, so I think, yeah.
It doesn't do anything, but at the very least, it now has to go and handle. Even though I don't progress towards an objective or anything, that werewolf has to fight its own kind.
There you go. There's your distraction. Do roll a d6 for an injury for me.
Yes, I would love to do that. 3. Let me double check what that is on my chart. Sucking chest wound, huh?
Ooh.
Not
in a good way either.
I think. Okay. We hit instant replay, and to make the werewolf move towards an attack, it requires literal puppeting, and thin eldritch strings kind of go from Cosgrove's rings to the werewolf, and because it's kind of how in Metal Gear Solid you blow the smoke to reveal the laser beams.
Yes.
The strings would be invisible, but because it is in a smoky environment, the thin points of light that make it happen are actually visible, and as a result, Cosgrove's position is given away and is shot in the chest.
Yeah. Ouch. Okay, but at the same time, you have successfully puppeteered one werewolf to do a intricate mating ritual with the other, while holding guns and
Hey, make them
wearing
kiss.
armor. Make them kiss with fangs. The vampires kiss, but the werewolves can't do it because they're not vampires. You have created enough of a distraction, enough of an opening to enter the synagogue proper.
At the very least, Chuck, they're no longer on you, so
Yeah. And I'd like to I'd like to make the approach. I want to mark blood and use spider scurry. I want to try and get, there's all this noise outside. No one will be seeing it coming if I drop down from the ceiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love to imagine that you're hanging over people, and they just are none the wiser. They're just preparing for battle from the sounds of the fight outside, but you're just over them, sort of dripping saliva already.
Absolutely, dripping corrosive saliva.
Nice.
And yeah, I would like to keep on shooting.
Keep shooting. All right. That's going to be what do you have? You got 3 and shoot, and what else are you using?
I got 3 and shoot. I would is this a low ceiling, you would say? Or no, it's a synagogue. We tend to have them high up.
Yeah, they're high up.
Okay, that's fine. And it sounds like there's more than one Nazi in here, unless there's a big guy I'd like to target specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna roll 3 die.
That's a hit.
And I get a blood back.
These are just mooks that I get. Oh, what did I do? 1 success.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll allocate the success to knocking down the objective. I think how this looks is a nice lingering shot of retrieving the pistols in that upside down bat pose and dropping down, taking out 2 mooks and 1 shooting at me point blank right in the head, and the cowboy hat just flies off. I'm gonna mark my cowboy hat and ignore an injury.
Oh no!
And I'm, now I'm a little more ornery.
Now you talk with like a New England accent. No, you dispatch the Nazis and you unfortunately lose your beautiful cowboy hat. How many gallons?
Oh, more than you could find out on the ranges of Cheyenne.
Was the sales pitch that worked on Chuck. And with the synagogue like cleared of sort of like these interior, they put the big guys out front. You've got the synagogue to yourself, and you see that there is a big explosion hole, like a big bomb crack in the wall, leading to what seems to be a complex series of like pathways underneath the synagogue.
All right, well,
And
that's where I'm headed.
Absolutely.
I think Nicole was moving in too, right? I kind of signal wherever she's hiding.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Following behind.
Cool. What are Cosgrove and Irina doing at this moment?
I think the person that like shot Cosgrove is the one that was taken out by Chuck.
Yeah.
So Cosgrove dispels the puppeting effect and just kind of leaves them tangled, the werewolves tangled in each other as he like stumbles through the synagogue. At this point, the blood that's dripping from him onto the floor has kind of a high alcohol content.
It's mostly alcohol, if we're being honest.
And I think, Irina, you said that you jumped down and waded in. I guess the way is pretty clear for you now.
And as I've seen that they're all tangled up, I'm like, I see your alcohol-laden blood. I think I just etch my last explosive rune onto one of the werewolves, like, oh darlings, we'll have a parting gift, and
Ooh, gross.
and I guess whatever they explode perhaps as I walk off.
Hey, if that's the last one in that like charge, then you get like bonus dice if it's your last one. So
is it?
they super explode.
How many dice do I get for that? Well, do I need to roll dice? I don't know what. I'm not really bothered about killing them. I just want to, be a bit of a bitch because they blocked my bullet, and then I'm off to off with hurrying after Cosgrove to go into the synagogue.
Let's see. Yeah. So the 4 of you are in the synagogue, and there's this like pathway. Chuck's already gone ahead. In this sort of like crammed secret space, it looks relatively modern in the sense of this was built recently, rather like perhaps like when 1933 came around, like people were smart, did some smart things here, built some escape routes. Unfortunately, this escape route seems to be stained with blood and smelling vaguely of urine. There are the sounds of scraping, so like metal against concrete, far, far in the distance, which tells you that whatever is, this place echoes a lot, and there's something ahead.
All right.
Interesting. Chuck, dear, could you perhaps go and wrangle whatever's ahead of us, please, darling?
Much obliged.
Hey,
And
mate,
I start
you
rushing
want
headlong.
backup or you good?
Oh, well, you just stay behind me.
Yes,
Feel
boss.
free to back me up, but don't get in the line of fire.
Gotcha. All right then. And Cosgrove follows like a good 3 paces behind.
Nice. The scraping grows louder, as well as sort of like a mulching noise, like a wet, just broke shit ahead. Um,
I'm
The-
doing cool stuff. I'm cracking my neck and knuckles.
Absolutely. You notice it before it notices you, low to the ground, on all fours, like really splayed out and covered in like these patches of of writing, of clothing, of like torn skin. Is this? Like, you guess the Nazis' like most recent successful / failed experiment. Like, there's this guy just like floating around, covered in like what I said, and he's got these claws, these long extending claws equipped, and he's like scraping at the walls of these concrete tunnels, this escape route, obviously searching for something.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is mark blood. I'm gonna hawk a corrosive loogie at this fella.
Hell yeah.
Get his attention. Say just you and me, partner. As I hold my hand over my gun, I'm gonna try and get a couple bonuses here. Acid Spit gives me 2 pluses against metal, and my paired revolvers give me 1 plus if I'm dueling someone.
Ooh. There you go.
I like it.
That definitely applies here. You win it
Okay.
alone.
So that's 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 for 7.
7. Yep. Cool. Roll them.
Hard luck.
Draco took all the successes.
There's 3 successes coming in at you.
Okay, well, I get an overall increase of blood.
Mm-hmm. How much blood are you sitting at now?
I'm at 5. I'm happy to erotically share some.
No, just to note, you can spend 3 blood to heal 1 damage. So, get fucked up and fuck them up in kind and walk away. You are undead after all.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm not going to use any for defense. Because that's 3 successes. That's still just 1 injury.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, if it's 4 successes, then yeah, you want to watch out.
Okay, then I'm going to allocate both of my successes to
One of those
the
is a crit,
objective.
so you do get to allocate 3 in total.
That's right. So 3 successes to the objective.
Gotcha. And this guy is this is like a threat with health. So
Okay.
like that you're no, that's fine, right? You can still advance the objective and just kind of like not engage him properly. I think that's unless that is something you want to rewind.
I would like to apply as much damage to Nazi abominations as possible.
Oh yeah.
Is the health public knowledge or just
Yes.
GM? Okay,
I
how
can
much health?
tell you. We were talking about 7.
Okay.
7 health.
Then let's apply 1 damage and still 2 my crit to the objective.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You tell me what happens.
Yeah. So first there's a spit that starts sizzling against its claws, and then I really just fan the hammer on this sucker, but it's really to no avail. Bullets ricochet with satisfying noises and sparks, and really I'm just taking up all of its attention and hoping that my companions are able to keep exploring. But I also do shout out, like, all right, Cosgrove, this one might be a two-hander.
All right then. Let's play, shall we?
I hate to cut the flow, but you still have to roll for an injury.
Ooh. Roll 1d6.
2. I'm shot full of holes, I'm gonna say, but I think very cartoonishly, you see like green blood just sort of spray out, but then it seals as I spend 3 blood to ignore the injury.
yeah, and it's like you first get this thing's attention. It gets hit. It enters a rage mode immediately, and it's like scurries over the walls towards you, latches onto you, and starts like stabbing you in the chest. And you're just kind of like, okay.
Go off,
I think
King.
there's a bit of a chuckle. Oh, Chuck, ha ha.
And it sort of like notices it. It jumps off and like hisses at you like. It seems to be wearing some kind of dog tag.
What I would like to do, one of my equipment is bottled ghosts, which give me the ability to pass through walls as a ++ effect. I would love to use sneak to essentially walk into the wall of the catacomb, move down the hallway, like past it, emerge out the other side, and like plunge a hand ectoplasmically into this thing's spine, just entirely ignoring its flesh and try and grab at its spine.
Oh, fuck yes. Shout out Sekiro.
So my sneak is 3. I get 1 from using the bottled ghosts, and then another 2 as a bonus effect, so that would be 6.
Okay, and I have a mark for this enemy, a +1 against stealth rolls. So I
Oh,
do get to roll a
really?
6, yeah.
Oh. Let's roll 6. Okay. That's. Sorry. Before you make that roll, something. With that 6, I am going to spend that. Technically, before you roll, on my back pocket hex special ability to reduce a threat's attack rating by 1. So you would be rolling 1 fewer dice against that. If you
6
wouldn't mind.
6? What's that never happened?
Yeah, eat shit. Yeah, I still get 3 successes. Let's see. Do I want to go and spend 2 of them to No, I'll take the hit. I will spend those 3 specifically to like grab inside this beast and start pulling.
Oh, that's very, very cool. It is screaming in the sudden sort of like cold and brutality of it all. That is 3 damage, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. And since
yes.
I'm currently attached to it, it makes sense that it would damage me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it shuffles, but also you're grabbing through what appears to be pages of occult texts, and that has some effect on you. You notice while you're in there, good thing you did. One of these pages is extraordinarily powerful.
Funnily enough, my wound on the 5 to 6 is grimoire damaged, so I'm gonna justify that like while I'm connected to this thing, my magical energies aren't working correctly, and there's like a magical circuit shorting. Like we both crackle with electricity as I'm trying to wrench what is in this thing out again.
Everyone gets a good look as like the sort of like electricity skeleton appears of both of y'all. And you see what kind of fucked up damage Cosgrove's doing to this thing's spine. It's nasty.
Okay, while this thing is distracted, please fucking kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it.
Well, just want to make, because you said you used 3 successes on damage. You still have a crit, right?
That crit I spent on my special to reduce its attack threat by 1. So,
got it. Cool.
So yeah, anyone's game. I think Nicole or Irina, you make a move.
I feel like Nicole hearing the bullets would be like, ooh, gunfight. I have all these tools.
Yes, that is very much what I was kind of waiting to see how long this thing would last, to see if she would even make it down there. So yeah, let's go ahead and post up, and we're in. Essentially, you've described it as a concrete tunnel, so this would be close quarters, yes?
Very much so.
Okay, then I think the appropriate tool for the job is going to be the cut-down Lee Enfield rifle. To try and get right up in this thing's grill.
Yeah, you just kind of like storm a path, like very brazenly towards it. It's gonna be a shoot.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
My God.
666 triple X rated.
Excellent. Welcome to the underground, my dear. This is how we do things down here. And she is going to just, oh my goodness, that's okay. So let's throw. I mean, goodness gracious, you've got to make a roll against that as well. So I'll hold on allocating my dice until I see that happen.
Just the one hit.
Just the one hit. Okay, so I'll throw one of those 6s at defense, and then the other 2 at eliminating a threat, which means essentially 4 successes against this thing.
You have the scene Kill a Dead.
So, I already kind of used the one-liner earlier, but this is very much a place that Nicole is used to fighting. It's underground, it's tight quarters. She is very much in her element right here. And Cosgrove, how exactly are you entangled with this thing? Can you
I
give
am
me
behind it with my up to my elbow implanted in its back, trying to pull its spine out.
Okay. I think I'm going to help you do that, in fact, because the sort of forward roll that Nicole does and then firing straight up through this thing's grundle.
Hell yeah.
Sort of, I will hand the description to you because I know you've been excited for this moment.
Yeah, there is, I think you reeling, the shot makes it reel backwards. And you slide underneath its legs and see both, like, you see like a Cosgrove also behind it, kind of in the air. And with that reeling back, he like does the splits to plant a boot on each wall, and then uses that as the purchase to rip the thing out. Out you come, mate! And this thing is crackling with electricity. And like the star anise that he crushed in one fist to sprinkle into the bottle, he just crushes this spine with one hand.
Beautiful.
Can you give me dead on?
Dead on, mate.
Fuck yeah.
I come charging running down the hall with my saber raised, like, oh, you should have saved some for me, darlings.
I mean, Yes.
It's a bit
Sorry,
meh.
sorry, I got a bit carried away. My bad. And he like immediately contrite, like puts a hand on the back of his neck, like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Chuck
a bit-
slaps your back.
We make a fucking good team, don't we?
That was a mighty fine team.
Yes.
Up for grabs out of this let's say workshopped Nazi creature that has then been workshopped some more by some anti-Nazis. You see what stands out of note are its massive claws. They're like banyak claws, but like with very, very long. Let me know who picks that up, because then you can add that to your inventory.
Oh my god! Like, it was the
Volvo.
weapon in Bayonetta, like Kulshedra, where you
I
have
was
the.
thinking Volvo.
Oh, fair enough.
I was also thinking Valdo.
But
But you did
the
do a
answer is: do
very-
you equip it to your hands or your feet for the attack? Though.
Here you go. But what you did though was very Bayonetta, and I fucking love that.
No, I'm fine for whoever to go and take those.
Well,
I already have a sword, so someone else can have it. Yeah.
And if no one
I
else
do like
is-
being up close and personal.
Hell yeah.
Oh, then there you go.
All right. Add those schlitzers to your inventory. Give you ++ to brawl, 2 uses. Also, Cosgrove, now that you're firmly out of Nazi territory, you give the sort of like the actually give me just a quick search roll. Why don't you?
Sure, I'll do that.
Because we need a single pip.
We got 2 pips.
There you go. That's overkill.
Overkill.
The thing that stood out to you as you reached inside of it, this very, very powerful magical document. Actually, not much a magical document insofar it is a Jewish liturgical text called a piyut. And I think Chuck would know a bit more about this.
Yeah. There is a picking it up, a lightly dusting off the viscera. It doesn't help. We probably need somebody who isn't going to read this, and kind of like moves back over to Chuck. Can you make heads or tails of it?
Well, it looks like it was torn from the Haggadah. That's the book we read at Passover Seder, and this is... Yep, there it is. Dayenu. That's the word you're looking for. Means it would have been enough. More or less.
How about you hold on to that? Hopefully, if we do find anybody who's left here, they can make use of it, yeah?
He just nods and tucks it into a safe pocket in the tool belt.
The rest of the underground tunnel seems to, lead out to the street again. It actually emerges in another basement, and actually the Jewish bakery that you saw earlier. And as you emerge from sort of like the concrete backing, and you still see a bunch of people like, I think now people are like cleaning the blood because they're like, oh shit, people are gonna, like, Nazis are gonna come and investigate. We need to not have viscera on our street. You get a in your brains.
Normal.
Testing. Hey, Alda here. Using displacement magic here to put my words in your brain. Is it working? Am I coming through?
Jesus Christ, I didn't know you could do that with... It's fine. Hi, twirling hair.
My thoughts are like, oh god, it's not Alder again, which I don't know if he can read, but I'm like, oh yes, we're here, darling.
All right, whatever's going on, there's something. Whatever's going on with you, there's something going on with the Bosch zone, and time's up. Y'all need to get in there now.
Well, shit, mate.
Giddy up.
Is the coast clear? Do we have a ride?
Do we have an entrance?
You hear in the distance as you see, driving with her feet, Pekelche coming at this, just sort of like covered in like occultist symbols. This Cadillac
Hell yeah.
strolls in, and she goes, "I stole this from the armory. They called it the Occult Rider. Whatever, get in."
All right.
Okay. Who's driving then?
I am. Duh.
Oh, okay.
Get your hands off of my car.
But darling, you have no arms. How are you?
Hey. She looks at you. That's right. Thank you for noticing. And she drives off.
Yeah, no, we hop in the whip, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to be on top of the whip.
Absolutely.
I guess we ping to where on the perimeter of the Bosch zone we enter. I'll move the pin there. Gotcha.
You're going to that little gap right there. Pekelche briefs you on the way. It is called the military checkpoint is called Zuidhek, Southgate. It is the strongly defended and very regulated like military checkpoint before the Bosch zone. It is also your only way of getting in. Contrary to how it looked like from above the sky and when you were in the hotel, it seems to be glowing. Not just that, it seems to be like light seems to be pouring out of it as if it is cracking.
I think that's my entrance. Or our entrance. I think there's a request, like Cosgrove makes a request. Just keep driving. Don't stop.
I like you. I think. Are we all on board for Let's Get Loud?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Were we not already?
Fair enough.
Cosgrove specifically is going to be using displacement magic as a spell to essentially temporarily open a car-sized hole for us to drive through. But if there's barriers on the way there, he'll hold fire doing that spell until the others, clear the path, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess I get out my rifle just in case we have anything like that or any Nazis to kind of that perhaps might not be so easy to run over. Who knows?
I think everyone just, as you're barreling in the Occult Rider, everyone gets a roll in, and they'll just be, opposed rolls, but we just collect, we collect the successes from everyone, and we pit it against the collective rolls of the Nazis. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
And the objective is break through the barrier!
Oh, I have something for that.
Hell yeah. Your initial rating is 10. Your challenge is 2. But you currently have a Piut with you, which reduces the challenge by all.
Ooh.
By all, I see.
Ooh.
So you only have the 10 to deal with.
The side quest was useful. In that case, I'm down to go make if it's all collective. Now, casting a spell to open a hole in a space. Shoot.
I
It's
think it's shoot or sneak, personally.
Ooh, sneak makes sense. Yeah.
Because it's something that wasn't there. That's what sneaking is, right?
Hey, we're gonna use. Okay, we'll use sneak, which is 3. I will use a pip of bottled ghosts as part of the spell, which That's my last pip in Bottled Ghosts, so that's actually 2. So we are sitting at 5. We are passing through a wall, which is 2 pips, so we are sitting at 7.
Add another 2 from the Occult Rider.
Which puts us at 9. And the space magic ring, because we are now using the displacement magic. So that is 10, I think we are currently at.
Cool. Roll those 10.
Yeah, let's drive.
I'll roll my little flash dice at the end. Fucking hell, that's a lot.
None of those were 6s. There's only 3 successes.
Boo.
Hey, you know, we take some, we win some, we lose some. But 3 successes is still useful, so.
Fair.
Absolutely. Let's get everyone's successes on the table, and then we just allocate them.
Okay.
With each other, you know. Let's go to Chuck. What are you doing?
Chuck is humming a little tune as he retrieves the Molotov cocktail he had jerry-rigged, and is sort of humming Ilu Hotsi Hotsi Anu Hotsi, and this is Dainu for our fans at home, and tosses the Molotov cocktail and aims to shoot it with his pistol. So I'm going for a shoot, +1 from my pistol, +2 from my jury-rigged tool belt Molotov.
Yeah. Let's go.
Another 3.
All right.
Dainu.
I love it's just like you chanting that while just a bottle of pure fire explodes over a bunch of Nazis. Great image. Nicole, what do you do?
So, I'm assuming that there are sort of like those other styles of like barriers, those kind of like half concrete walls and
Right,
dragon's
yeah,
teeth and
yeah.
things that might be getting in the occult roller's way. So I think that this is the perfect time to let's go ahead and start a party. Let's have some firecrackers and get out the dynamite.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just get the stick for you, and the stick for you, and the stick for you, and let's go ahead and do some demolitions. This, I don't know if this is more shoot or terrify, maybe? Okay, shoot it is then.
Let's go for shoot.
Okay. So let's see, this is going to be, I've got 4 in shoot, and then I'm using the dynamite for demolitions, so that's an additional 4. This is its 1 use, so that's going to be a 9 total?
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
Oh,
Let's
money,
see if we can
money,
keep
money.
carrying this.
Cop those haircuts.
Oh yeah,
go.
boy.
Oh.
What is with you with your multi-crits?
In a row.
I do not know.
Specifically, the 6s in a row. That's a
It
little
does
sus.
sort them in descending order, but
Oh, never mind. Okay, no, I'm just never mind. I thought it was you were cursed.
I debuted on this channel with the full sweeping criticals. I'm gonna keep doing it. It's fine.
Hell yeah. Fuck yes.
All right, so yeah, let's. Oh right, we're not applying
We're
stuff
not
until
done.
the end. So yeah.
Irina. So currently we are at 11 successes.
Whew.
Irina, what do you do?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just looking at my stuff. I don't have much I can do. I'm not very well sort of this. Okay, so I guess I'll take out my rifle. I'm just going to pick off perhaps a Nazi manning something that's in the way. Also, I do have my Night's Running Servants, so I might mark a blood, to have some bats just do some fuckery while we're charging along, taking up anyone who's going to get in our way. Unfortunately, so I guess got to shoot a 3. I don't know.
Your sword,
Yes.
it has like a what's its like plus effect?
Charge. Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Because I would love
so-
for you to be on the hood of this car like it's fucking Revolutionary Guard Lieutenant as you.
Yes. Okay. I like that idea. So yeah, rifle in one hand, sword in another, charge, and I guess take a pot shot at someone, and my Knights Running Servants are gonna go out as well. Not sure what they would be, like a Terrify perhaps. Terrify for
Yeah, let's give it a Terrify.
So actually, not as bad as I thought. That's a 7 dice.
There you
so,
go.
More than the 2 I thought I might be doing.
Oh,
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And again
oh boy,
with the
oh boy,
sixes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
6 successes.
Oh my god.
boom. With 6 successes, I'm gonna say, like, instead of just taking a pot shot, you just, like, as the occult rider blasts by at 70 kilometers per hour, you manage to just, like, carve your signature in a random Nazi.
Yes, Zorro, but with my gun.
I thought with your saber, but with your gun, it's even more impressive.
Oh yes, with the saber maps, yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to roll my against dice. Hope for the worst.
0
expect the best.
successes. Do it. Coward, you won't.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Oh. Whatever.
Remember, Nazis can never crit, so that is just 4 successes.
Nazis can't crit. Please, spread this like wildfire. Nazis can't crit.
And the 6s, even though obviously those readouts say like 5 successes for Draco, that's like what? 6, 7, 8, because you know 6s count for 2 when it's us. So we can definitely block all of that and do the 10 that gets us through the barrier, right?
Yep.
There's on this checkpoint, there's, you know, armored weapons, there's APCs, there's tanks, there's, you know, people with machine guns, there's a bunch of like bunkers installed, sandbags and everything, and y'all are tearing through this. And I guess bring it home, Cosgrove. How do you disappear into the boss zone?
Yeah, I think he has the ring with the capsule of the thread from the dressing gown on like an index finger. So he like points out towards the edge of the dome, and like a beam of light goes through it to hit the surface, and it almost ripples like water. And then kind of like makes a sigil that opens up, and the car just rockets through it effortlessly into that blinding light, and then it seals it behind him.
Hell yeah. And blood fills the streets that day.
Just like a complete red wash, except for the tire treads, which leave like a perfect line through the space.
Can they be on fire as well? Can we go 88 miles an hour?
Oh,
and,
hell yeah. That's part of the spell. The car needs to kind of have the fire tracks, absolutely.
Everything needs to be on fire, and you just leave smoldering tracks everywhere. It's fucking metal. Like you're so from the map, right? You're racing from the Jewish quarter back there. Like it is just cheers all the way. People are just opening their windows and just like, yeah, go. It's a sight.
I'm
to
still
behold.
singing Dayenu.
Absolutely. Though once inside, it's a whole different celebration or a whole different vibe than celebratory. Wait, wrong song. My bad. Inside, you see a cityscape. The Hague, familiar perhaps, based on how long you've been here and destroying things, but it's not The Hague. There's a grotesque effect to everything. Things are covered in gore, large creatures are roaming in the distance. You see a man play the most perfect trumpet you've ever seen with farts, and you see a shark thing come out of a pot and eat another man. You see a weird owl and another littler owl land in front of you. There's one. There's the other. They go like, hey man, what's up?
What did you put in that drink earlier, darling?
Hold on. Oh, hold on. Cosgrove's art history is probably not very high, and does not immediately recognize these beasts. Hold on.
You have been told though.
Yeah. I guess there's there's the initial like visual shock, and then it's like putting two and two together. Also, it kind of feels that any kind of construct in here smells really strongly of oil paint.
Absolutely. Just very thick, pungent-y, atelier style smells.
Oh, I get it. What would be cool, y'all, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, I'm Owl. This is my brother, Little Owl. The sort of like the bird, the thing with the beak. Gestures at the stumpy-looking guy. Where are you new here?
Yeah.
You're not like them. You don't wear the same weird outfit. So I guess that's cool.
Oh, well, that outfit is so last century, darling.
I'll take your word for it. I haven't been outside, but I don't like what's coming from the outside. Like your car, though. No offense.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just say that I'm. It's very funny that you're doing an almost Kermit voice for these people, and I'm trying very hard not to laugh. Sorry, continue. Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, about that, what has been rolling through this space lately? I mean, a couple of we call them Nazis on the outside, and tend to handle them pretty violently.
You're welcome to do the same on both ends. Both call them Nazis and handle them violently.
Yeah, we've been trying. But me and my brother aren't the strongest. But they're scary. They set up camps. They send in big carts, metal carts. I don't know what they are. And they just keep on going into our home. I don't get it. We're just trying to live here, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I think we'll get on pretty well, actually, or at least our interests align. Our job, to be honest, is to take a trip in here and find them, and then forcibly remove them, or maybe turn them into oil paint, whichever's more convenient. So.
You see, the stumpy one, Little Owl, looks up and goes, "Fuck yeah!"
Like you. Would you like a cigarette?
Fuck yeah!
Okay. I light up a spare and shove it in his mouth very indelicately.
Is that sort of like the fat, like disgusting tobacco one?
Oh no! This is one of my own personal.
Oh, that's okay. That's Nicole's one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? How about you get in the whip, and you tell us where we need to drive to?
Fuck yeah! And okay, well, I guess we're going then. Yeah. So I've seen this one guy, real impressive looking guy, constantly come and go, heading for the kids' home all the time. But I don't know what he kids never home, so I don't know what he wants there. I can show you the way though.
There's a kid's home? Oh, kid at little, as in Little Owl?
Just the kid, their home, kids' home.
Right.
I don't.
Oh.
All right, fair enough. Well, lead on then, I suppose.
You get the impression that like what owl means with kids' home is not actually the home of a kid or a orphanage. Anyway, hi. I love your horse. It's so long. This is all. What is this? I have never seen this. I am a bird. I don't know what this is. You're gonna have to help me.
Yeah. There's like a
Something
thought.
of a carriage.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
A thought passes through Cosgrove's head of kind of like, the surreal entities find the mundane life surreal. like a snake eating itself, and does not voice the philosophical thought as we turn to. Sorry, because the name isn't Dutch, I'm not going to attempt to butcher it terribly. But the runner who's driving the car, her name?
Yeah. Pekeltje.
Yeah.
Pekeltje.
Would you mind? They seem to be guiding the way. Let's hear it.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm. Let's in for a penny, in for a gulden. And I guess now 7 of you drive off.
There is no room in this car. Hell yeah.
Little Owl is on my shoulder.
Aw, yay. And he goes like, fuck yeah. Taking big drags. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking like just a row of cigarettes. Fuck yeah.
You have introduced nicotine to this gremlin. They will never recover.
No, they won't.
It's the 40s, darling. It's fine.
Everyone smoked, even children.
Making him stronger.
Exactly. What doesn't kill? Give me anyone a search roll for the objective. Find out if the kid's home.
Yeah, I can look. I'm, I got Little Owl on my shoulder, and I'm searching, and he's. I'm smoking along with him, obviously, just to get that out of the way. And I'm trying to get him to help me figure out where stuff is. I guess I only have a search of 2, but I think we all have a search of 2, so it's gonna be as good as it can be.
But with a car,
Sorry.
you get to roll another 3 dice.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, well
Yeah.
I'll do that.
2 for the car, 1 for owl.
Okay. So
Actually,
I've already
2
got
for
one.
owl, but -1 for little owl.
Okay. So I've already got 1 success. I'll roll 3 more. Oh hell yeah!
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah. Right now, it's you're cruising. Before you decide what to do, I'll just give you a little, like what's the view like as you drive through. The directions you seem to correspond to like what Owl says you need to go here corresponds with like the actual working layout of the city. Pickle just seems to just drive it effortlessly. You see like Nazi encampments. You see like corpses. You see blood. You see sort of like the melting oil, the oiling. The oiling bodies of like creatures that lived here but have lost their lives, their essence to Nazi gunfire and whatnot. There's these engines you see sort of like either sucking things from the air here or pouring things out. You're not sure, but there's a lot of like weird alien technology here and a lot of otherworldly calmness to it. Despite the fact that this is not your reality, it is the Nazis that are the invading force. So, Irina, what do you want to do with your dice?
Right. So we're. Oh, sorry, that was a bit of a loud cough. So I guess I have 4 successes. So the target address right now, I guess, is we're looking for the house of the kid's house. What is the rating of that?
The rating for that is where is it? That is a 6.
A 6. Okay. Well, I guess I put all 4-ish of my points towards trying to find it, and I say, we must, darlings. I think his fuck yeahs are telling me that we're getting close to the kid's house.
No, he just really likes cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah.
I thought it was like that new British thing, the Redal, I think they call it.
Ah, yes. Yeah, not quite the most canary in a coal mine situation, but it's doing in a pinch, I guess.
Well, perhaps I can feed them some carrots then. That's why I hear those lovely humans eat to make their eyes better.
Oh, is that slightly of interest? Okay. Let's see.
All right then. Let's see what we can do here to make sure we're squaring it away. So we're kind of now seeing more kind of Nazis posted up in this area.
Yeah, so with the directions and how it's going, and like along the way, we'll say like you're taking out encampments, you're, taking like smart detours, or you're just using Nazi bodies as sort of like a ramp to go over buildings. The Occult Rider can do it all, folks. You end up in front of the building, which, like from the map, would say, from the overhead map, Art Museum, the Kunstmuseum, the National Art Museum here in The Hague. Owl and Little Owl seem to both be excited because, hey, we're here. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, this is where the kid lives. You gonna do something about all these Nazis? I'd rather not see them,
Oh, we can make them go away, darling, I think. Just give us a moment.
Great. Good luck.
You know what? Yeah. Let's do this real quick. Like, I'm surprised the buildings are intact, to be honest with you. I assumed that, when a gigantic emerald dome descends on a location, the stuff inside is raised, but
No, it didn't. We didn't drop for everywhere. We were just we were in the paintings all along, and we just got our own space instead of the painting,
Right. Well, who is going to be hands up? Who wants to kind of mow down a whole bunch of people in short order? I'll help you teleport to do it.
What if I put up 2 hands, darling? Does that count as 2?
You know what? You were the first to volunteer. Sorry, Nicole.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, she can be my +1 to the party.
I'm going to spend my last use of the spatial magic ring. And since it's the last use, I get 2 hits out of it. And love those like fighting game specials where somebody does like an attack and then disappears and then reappears for a second attack a whole bunch of times in a row. Yeah.
Faust?
We're just going to more like Chips Enough's special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For the 3 people who play Guilty Gear in this like stream. But yeah, I'm gonna basically teleport Arena like multitude of times, so she night crawlers around the space essentially to kind of slaughter a bunch of Nazis in one quick order, so we can go inside unbothered.
Wonderful.
So
I
get
got my saber up for that, yeah.
+2 to your roll.
There you go.
Unfortunately, it's brawl, so I have a 4th. Oh, actually, hold on. Is there anything else I can do with this?
Hey, if you're using your sword.
Yeah. To charge. I guess I'm charging through them. So 5. Why not? Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Well, wasn't the best.
Do we want to make this a flashback to force it to be 2 successes?
Can I flashback to giving her the claw, the Schlitz?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it.
Absolutely. That's fucking cool.
That's an additional how many dice on rolling?
2
brawl?
dice, was it?
Let's just call it a success. That sounds to me like it would work. Because, what like concretely the scene is like of course, the Occult Rider, Akira slides perfectly parallel parked in like the nearby parking lot. Y'all get out. Cosgrove, you teleport Irina just everywhere. Everywhere she lands, Nazi blood. Just like all these elite soldiers posted, like they think, oh, we are so smart with the big old armor against the supernatural forces, and then a vampire, no, and my blood, mine loot, and then you just hear that like 17 times or something.
Yeah.
Until the entirety of the courtyard, the outside and like even the inside, just perimeter fucking secured.
I feel like I'm pirouetting as I kind of go in and
Of
out.
course you are.
This space or whatever, laughing, etc. Or all these Nazis are now dead.
The last kind of teleport of you puts you like back to us as we've just stepped out of the car, and on your arrival, Cosgrove is already doing a high five, knowing where you will appear, and then catches you in the high five.
Fuck yeah.
Chuck is applauding.
Thank you. I try my best to help being a showman. I like to support my stars.
From within the museum, there is a sudden sort of like wave, like a tremor almost. And this tremor is immediately followed by more cracks appearing in the sort of like outer shell of the Bosch zone. After the cracking, you see like dust, sort of like emerald dust falling from the top, the top of the globe, almost giving off this surreal greenish, like refractory snow, as doors slam open, and what you see is going to be on screen in 3 seconds. A giant woman, armored, with a kind of a vacant look on her face, has emerged from the museum and is barreling towards you. This is your final boss.
Do you think we could defeat it with some sharp criticism?
You consider yourself to be an art critic, huh?
No, I thought you were.
I mean, like theatre, not quite the same medium. But
Well, I guess we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. And I get out my sword.
Incredible pointed violence, of course.
I think on old-fashioned way, a gun appears in between two of you and fires as Chuck begins shooting at the woman.
Hell yeah. Yeah, give me a shoot roll for sure.
I'm gonna shoot plus my pistols. This is my only opponent, so I'm calling that a duel.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
6 and a 5. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, put it all.
1 success for me.
Yeah, that's fine. Just totally unloading the pistol. 100%. No defense, nothing. Just pure take down the threat.
Hell yeah. What you see happening is she is not made of flesh and blood. She is made out of oil and canvas. And the moment one thing hits, like the bullets hit her, and the texture and the substance out of which she's made immediately replace what is lost. It fills itself out. That's, the power of paint. However, the ferocity of your attacks and just like the wonderful invention that is bullets are more powerful than, the restorative essence of this oil paint. Basically hit hard is what you figure out here. She staggers back, she screams, she gets a couple of splotches on you, and you roll an injury for me. Yeah.
Okay.
And that would be a...
That'll go under eviscerated then.
Ooh.
Okay. Some of these splotches land in your stomach, and it's not that your stomach eviscerates, it's like, it doesn't cause a wound, rather the splotches fall on your stomach, and the painted scenery of an evisceration appears, and you feel it.
That's sick.
They're actually, who currently would be closest to the museum entrance? Just for flavor, doesn't have to be tactical.
I guess as I did all the warping, perhaps me, and also Chuck came shot from behind us. I guess it's me and or Cosgrove.
Sure.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. No. From like the wide open doors from this where this woman appeared, someone else is walking out. It appears to be this average-looking gentleman, Dutch gentleman, wearing a Gestapo-ish uniform. Clacks his heel and basically announces, "Recht! Attack once again!" And she roars and prepares to do so.
Well, I believe that you mentioned she was made of oil paint, yes?
Indeed, she is.
Well, if I've ever learned anything, oil and fire do not agree with one another very well. So, I will be breaking up those firebombs. And out of curiosity, do those count as explosives?
I'd say so, yeah. Incendiaries, sure.
Okay. So let's do a shoot with the firebombs. I guess doesn't really count for a fire trap because it just wasn't a preset sort of thing.
No.
But does still give me a bonus die. So let's go ahead and throw some dice at it. And oof.
Oh.
Well, had to catch up with me at some point, didn't it? But the reason why I asked about the explosive is I have an ability called Sapper.
Right.
Explosives reduce an objective or threats challenged by 1. So, hey, it's something.
Okay. Now comes the counter roll. Also just 1.
1 for 1. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take the damage and try and use that 1 success to advance an objective.
Yes, the objective is to calm down, quell the Dullegriet, as she is known.
So I guess that maybe the bomb kind of sails past her and doesn't get her, but instead goes after this nasty little Gestapo person over here.
Clever. Yes.
And I will roll my die for my injury, and it's just a graze, it's fine.
Yeah, I think, like, she attacks, she roars and begins to swing wildly. Like, this is, like, again, very unfocused, not completely, in there. Misses you. You take a shot at the Gestapo guy. It hits. You hear, "Aye!" You get a shot back. He is armed.
Okay.
I think Cosgrove leaves quietly. The
Session's over,
museum.
folks.
Because it was like, oh, this is too spicy. No, what I would love to do is use. So the way that the game kind of like writing such mechanics work, frame these as doing stuff against Nazis. So maybe there's a different thing here. But I would like to use maybe con, or maybe sneak if I'm trying to do this without being noticed, to rouse the attention of the living Bosch like paintings, and kind of summon them as backup to kind of call out to Grit.
Love it. No, absolutely. So there's a con. Are you going to modify it in any way?
What I will do is I have an item here called Mother Millicent's Stolen Soul Jar, which has a single use, but it can be used for anything for a bonus 3. And I think what it does is that it kind of it broadcasts a single thought in an echo upon the jar being like opened. And we get a moment of Cosgrove thinking back at all the work that he has done alongside the other members of Fang. Not just, I think slightly edited to kind of cut down on the amount of specifically killing Nazis, but the times where we have kind of cleared Nazis out of space to rescue people.
Yeah, like the more cooperative and intervening missions.
Yes. Those aftermaths where there's been a patch of sun after long periods of rain.
That's bad for vampires, though.
Hey, as the rays of sun come out, we go to bed, right? So it's timed. But yeah, like broadcasting that thought across the bot zone inside the sphere to kind of call out to those that are there to come and get grit to her senses.
Absolutely.
Let's call it fix, actually. These are all three, but this is a fixing of a situation. This is a unity thing, so maybe fix makes sense.
Yeah, you know what? I like it. That's themed. And you know what? Give me so that's 3 plus 3 from your ghost flask, and another one for at 2 for owl, minus 1 for little owl.
Cool. So we're at 7.
Yeah. So that's 7D.
All right, let's some crits, please.
3.
A crit, we take that.
Hey.
It's 5 successes in total. What's the resistance on kind of getting grit to her senses?
So her current threat is 6, which threat can be interpreted as health, but also just like, oh, she's been it's under control.
Yeah, I would. This is 5, so it would be not enough to go and clear it in one, but I would love to summon the other critters of the Bosch zone to come to our aid in this moment.
Absolutely. And
You only got 1 hit. I'm not going to block that. That just goes to... I do have damage in all of my slots, though, so this will actually have a mechanical effect upon taking this damage.
All right.
That is... Arm ripped off, minus 1 to all stats. Yeah.
I know what happens.
Okay. Go for
So
it.
tell me what your thing first, then tell you how your arm gets ripped off.
So we get Cosgrove in a moment kind of stepping outside and kind of taking a moment of calm to focus this thought inside the jar, and then opening the jar and letting that thought echo across the space. It's a very abstract idea, but we are in a very abstract place.
No, I mean, it fucking works.
And we kind of see across the space these individual kind of creatures. Either maybe they're in hiding, or they're kind of crawling back into the space a little bit after we kind of cleared the Nazi encampments that were immediately outside the museum. But we kind of see them in their kind of daily activities, poke their ears up, metaphorical or literal, depending on the design of the creature. As they realize that they are called on to fight against fascists in this moment.
Yeah, no, it's not that you sort of inspire them, it's that you give them a beacon, right? The sort of like readiness, the defensiveness against what they consider their home has always been there, but now you're just like, hey, right here's where you need to be. And with just like an announcing, like a really just announcing charging call, which is Little Owl going, fuck yeah! Just like the cracking sky is blotted out by all these like fucked up Bosch creatures just swarming like the museum square.
Can we
on
get
which
some of
you-
them good tokens, please?
Oh fuck yeah. Here we go. Here's Dave.
Mm-hmm.
This is Shaz. Tutor.
Toot toot. I love him.
Vandragor.
Oh, flowery.
Yum. Just Jan. That's Jan. And we get like sort of like a weird situation where they encounter the Legriet, and there's a moment of recognition slash misrecognition, and Owl saddles up to you, Gulsrove, and goes, there seems to be a kind of a misunderstanding here. This is not one of Bosch's paintings.
Oh.
No, this is a Van Bruegel, not the same guy. So, I think she doesn't even know why she's here. You know?
Oh. Well, at the very least, art speaks to art, right? Like, immediately embarrassed that this plan has not
but,
gone.
Hey, you're doing great. I mean, it's lovely. We're not gonna like. Yeah, hey. I mean, she's confused, but I mean, we can get through to her. We're not gonna like kick her out.
No.
She's confused.
Just, you don't need to, like, go to arms. I see that the knight over there is fully bladed up, but just, to just keep her, that she's got company, and then we can focus on the man in the black hat over there.
I think that like company is exactly what happens. The vacancy on her face seems to kind of like disappear as she realizes, oh, whoa, I'm not in this strange place. For those who know sort of like the story behind the De Legriet painting, it has to do with she has been convinced that she can raid hell. That is certainly not the case.
And with that kind of task achieved, Cosgrove proudly marches back in with the door, like the double doors to the museum, like opened behind him as he marches in, and then immediately eats shit, I assume, since he has his arm torn off.
Yeah, so what happens is you enter the museum and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this get with this Nazi face to face, Strickle's blood. You are hit in the arm with a very concentrated and maybe even consecrated blast of UV sunlight.
Jesus fucking Christ, he says as he rolls on the floor on fire.
That's
darling,
right.
darling, you're on fire. We need to put you out.
That's right, you silly bloodsucker. I've come equipped with this. And he's like he's got this big gun and it's got this underlight situation. This flashlight that is shooting like UV rays all over.
Oh hell no.
You can't. I am the winner. You cannot get close to me. Look at her. She's undefeated. Wait, what have you done to her? And he like looks at De Legriet being just kind of like, yay.
Look, I was kind of gonna have a whole kind of gloating thing when I summoned all these allies to save the day and I drank this guy's blood, but to be honest, I'll give up the accolade of getting the kill if you fuck this guy up in my stead. Ow! Fuck me.
I use the moment he's distracted and I light up one of my hanged main cigarettes, which gives me extra 2 blood, to start using Mantle of the Fell Beast. So all of my stats are down to 1, apart from Brawl and Terrify, which are now at 4. And so I quickly get up to him, kind of pick him up by his throat, and I'm like, now, darling, it's time we call off this farce. Why don't you put down that little toy of yours?
Ooh. Yeah, give me a Terrify.
Love it.
Oh, that's a 4. Be good force, be good force. I'll take a crit.
Yeah,
Just
we
one.
take those.
But we'll take it.
Let's see what this guy gets. So that's minus.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh.
Oh.
So
well, whatever. It's only one hit, I guess.
if
from
you
the Nazi
if you
thunder.
don't block that, you do go down and you have to be rescued. You don't die. But
Oh, do I get knocked down by 2 crits?
oh no, those aren't. I'm tired. I'm forgetting the rules to
Fine,
the
don't
thing.
worry
Those
about
are
it,
just
don't
2
worry
regular
about it.
hits, so you do only take the damage. My
So
bad.
I tank the hit to terrify him because, you know, I guess it's not really... I'll roll my damage and hopefully it just doesn't seem like it's being too bad to me. In fact, yeah, my hair gets a bit singed, and, which is literally that one hair ruined. I use that 6 to, you know, terrify him to try and get him into submission.
Let's see. He was at. Yeah, like he does see you transform, and like this wide booming voice you cast out. He doesn't submit, but he runs off deeper into the museum. And as he like quickly turns around, he hits you with the UV light on the hair, and it's like, oh, I didn't. You know, apparently vampire hair can't hit sunlight either. But yeah, he is like trying to get away from all of you, and you get a pretty clear. Actually, let's just say that, you know, after you terrified him, Irina, sort of like a bunch of spaghetti falls out of his pocket, and in the spaghetti it says like his sort of like military passport. Which says on it like Ed Gerdes, aka Strich.
Oh, darlings, I think we found our man. Can anyone go chase? Oh, sorry, I know. Darlings, I think we found our man. Can anyone go chase after him?
Yeah, I'm on it. He Cosgrove picking up the rings that have scattered across the floor. Now he no longer has that arm.
Something like Sonic the Hedgehog, unfortunately.
If I may, and I'm slapping the top of the occult
Rider.
the occultalac.
Yes.
Yes.
That's its name now.
What's the horn on it? Does it just do like a cucaracha?
No, it's.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
You heard the lady. Get us in close.
Yeah, you get Pickle Jesus like hits the gas, and just, I guess, like uses, you know what? That will be fun. 2 bickering Bosch creatures who together form a single ramp. For some reason, they're wearing headgear that are like pyramids for some reason, and the occultalag just launches off of them into the museum entrance, and the both of you are just like chasing down this running scared Nazi.
I would like to pounce from on top of the car onto Strick.
That sounds like a brawl.
I have the claw. Did I? I have the claw.
Sure, you can regain the claw back. It was initially yours. You're fine.
Yeah, I gave it back to you when I finished my Nightcrawler at the White House thing.
Yeah. There's also because it's got 2 uses, and this is the final use of it. You get an extra die.
Oh hell yeah!
That's true. So this is for a brawl. So is that a total of 4 extra die?
Let's see. So that's 3, and then plus 2, and you're also using your. I'm having 5 dice in total. What the hell? Just roll. Roll whatever you want.
I counted 7s. I'm splitting the difference.
Gotcha.
For 6 die.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh, okay.
I get 2 blood.
Mm-hmm. 3 hits.
What's his little gun made out of?
Little gun is made out of steel.
I'm spitting on it for an extra die. Than the blood that I gain to do so.
Fuck yes. Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Okay.
That's
There we go.
Beauty.
the edge you need.
Yeah. I mean, I'm jumping. I'm drooling from the roof. Illustrated guts are spilling across my front, but not actually out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going right for him.
Fucking sick. I'm just
It's all
gonna
very Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna say like the last thing he sees, like he shines. Yeah, he managed to shine the UV thing in your face, but it is the last thing he sees. Like your face burning, almost sort of like beyond, you know, like a dim, like just like this is death coming in, burning death. Big teeth, bigger guy gets on top of him, and the only thing you hear is him screaming as you tear him limb from limb. Does that sound like you would like that? That sounds like something you do?
Oh yeah, sorry. No, it is brutal. I am tearing him open. An evisceration for an evisceration, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I'm slurping up an intestine like it's a
yeah.
noodle.
Noodles.
I guess we hear the car horn do the kind of like Transylvania trying like down the corridor. It's like, oh, so he got him then.
Well, I hope so, darling. Otherwise, they're going to overplay that horn. Or it could be help. We should probably go check.
Yeah, I'll be right behind you. Fucking hell.
I think actually I would like to just cut to the Hotel des Anges unless anyone has like specific scenes in mind.
No.
Go for it.
All right. Yeah. From the like grotesque layer of surreality, we go back to the grotesque display of wealth and hedonism, which is in the swamp of like with Vampire Lord Elda. Where's my little sound? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
The four of you are sitting in front of Elda, looking, you know, from worse to where in in a row, and he's pleased. He looks at you over and goes like, "Wow, so let me get this straight again. You took. I'm looking at you, right? I'm looking at you, Chuck, right? You took the car, you drove it into the museum, and then you just kind of like ate him, and that's like what's coming out of your mouth right now. That's still him.
Oh, is that? Oh, one sec. And that wipe my lip and slurp up whatever bit of viscera is still hanging out.
Wonderful.
That's about the long and short.
He claps his hand. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It's wonderful. So, I mean, mission success. But I gotta ask, did you find anything of, you know, note?
Well, if
yeah, go
we
ahead.
only found Strick, it would have been enough. But, and I retrieved the Pute.
Huh. How about that? That's actually gonna come in very handy.
And
If you're willing to make him a donation, of course.
Well, you're helping the people out on the ground here, and I trust that you'll be protecting what's still here once we're gone.
I'm doing my best. Listen, someone's gonna kick out these Nazis so I can go back to feeding on the people here. Right?
Oh yes, darling.
Isn't that why we're all doing it? Right?
I mean,
Just kidding. I fucking hate these Fritzes. Are you kidding me? God. Can't wait until the war's over. Gotcha.
I'm a little tired too. Made me think I was going to have to go back to work. That's all right.
Oh no. Hey, no. Listen, we're vampires amongst ourselves, right? So he looks over. Aldo looks over at Cosgrove. We are a medical station. Do you need do you need a hand?
Funny. Look, I can't be like the cowpoke over there who can just fucking regenerate. Look, give me like an IV and like a Bloody Mary and maybe a foot massage, and I'll be like right as rain on the other side, right?
But be careful, darling, because it might cost you an arm and a leg. Although I guess it'll only be a leg this time.
I swear to God, Cosgrove pulls out the knife that he used earlier against the werewolf. It still has like fur on it. I swear to God, Irene. Don't you fucking start. I'm so tired. There is the way that Irina does not react beyond mild amusement kind of suggests that holding each other at knife point is just a thing they do to each other on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Oh, that's perfect. Let's see. Elba continues. Before we send you back in those coffins and up to the sky to your next missions, I don't know what you Fang operatives are doing. We're actually thinking of, holding an amphetamine-fueled forgery party tonight. Y'all game?
Well, as long as the amphetamines themselves aren't forgeries, I'm sure we could partake.
Oh no, brew myself.
Excellent. Yes, let's do some painting.
Fuck it, I wasn't doing anything tomorrow anyway, right?
Well, you won't be at this rate, darling, huh?
And with that, we have a shot of the entirety of the vampire party and the resistance cell doing all sorts of speed and sitting, just dotting their John Hancock on the dotted line of a bunch of documents deep into the night. And I believe that is scene.
Hey, fucking snaps for everybody. Fuck yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Chat. Thanks for sticking around with us. Can we please get a round of applause for our fabulous performance this evening? As we
No, that's wrong one. No, not that one. God, why? Okay.
Don't boo me because I lost an arm. There we go. Thank you. No, this was sick. I'm so glad we got to put all this together. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to Grant. If you're still in chat, Grant, thank you very much for giving us the permission to go and run this before anybody else on air.
Hell yeah.
This is the point of the stream where we do the comments and kudos, where we go around the table and just say, big each other up for the rad things that we did.
Me first.
Oh, yeah, okay, shit. Hold on.
All right.
Coming in hot with that.
We're gonna let the credits scroll, and you can go and give us all accolades. Then, Ruben, go for it.
Okay, yeah, each and every one of you. Cosgrove, what you did in fuck the thing with the flask and summoning all those little boss creatures, fucking sick. Loved it. Let's see, Chuck, the whole Piyut thing, beautiful. Holy shit, excellent. Nicole, I fucking loved loved every time you just got out like a Molotov or an explosive. And the scene with the Panzer, like, can I blow up? Just like, here, we're here. We see some Nazis. Can I use a Panzerfaust? Love that. Here for it. Irina. Oh my God, the charge. Big fan. Oh, that was so beautiful.
I was going to give my kudos to Captain. I think Irina and Cosgrove had really good chemistry across that session. There was a lot of good banter between the two of us. I love the energy of that.
Yes. I think Sammy, you were doing a very good job of being in character and doing some great funny things as Chuck, and I had a very good time watching you do it.
Thank you. I would like to big up Cosgrove. The bit with the drowning the Nazis and then setting them on fire with floating alcohol fucking ruled.
Oh God.
Like it feels like such a good B horror movie bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm actually going to pass my kudos up to Ruben for running this and creating such a complex and just fabulously inspired scenario. Like this is a lot of good knowledge and great usage of the system to tell another story.
Thank you. Brand, if you're listening, I've got like 4 more pages of this shit. This is like 30% of what I wrote.
There was a lot of content prepared that we didn't get to see, but that's okay. That's entirely okay, because again, I'm making this cool shot of this being available to the public in some form in the future one day. So you get to see all the cool things that we've been prepared.
Please.
Wonderful. Okay, I need to make a little wiggle to the credits for this, because the artworks are so long. The credit scroll broke.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, hopefully this will now put it in the space where the full thing will roll without the artwork. But the artwork bit is scrolled through a few times so people can see it. Fantastic. Yes, this has been absolutely delightful. Again, I mean, you know, all of you have kind of come together to make this an astounding return to running one-shots on stream. I can only apologize for not having as many opportunities like this on the channel as I used to in previous years. But this has come together in such a cool way, and being able to play with people I don't normally get to play with is also absolutely fantastic. Since we finished the session, I'm going to turn off emote-only chat for a bit. I think everybody can be cool. If you wanna, if chat wants to go say hi now that we're no longer in emote-only, please do.
Take the leash off.
Yeah. Gosh, what else is there even to fucking say? Aside from, we are back tomorrow. At 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern, for my session for Phantom Arts Fest, Chant of the Void Sea, which is a fusion system of both Blades in the Dark and Spire, because I could never play a video game. I could never play a tabletop RPG properly when I could be extra. It's something that we'd been planning to do since like April, and various things in our lives got in the way to prevent us from doing it. So I'm so excited to bring it to everybody. Yeah, following up next weekend will be GC Garland running I was going to say Deltarune. It's
Chapter 3.
It's clearly very late for me. Delta Green, there we go. Followed by Plot Hole running Justicar. And those are also going to be very, very exciting. But for now, what we're going to go and do, so I'm going to let all of you go and big yourselves up, tell everybody where you can be found, and then we're going to go and raid somebody, I guess, and then I'm going to go to bed.
Yes.
So let's go in this order. Captain Hurricane.
Hello, I am Captain Hurricane. I am the world's greatest racing and pilot hedgehog. You can find me on Twitch at the link that's in the chat right now. I play racing games, flying games, mecha games sometimes, Sonic games, and try and build Gunpla as well. We have a good chill time over on my channel. I'm also part of a Guitar Live. We're a small group of very old VTubers, in my case 3-year-old Hedgehog, and we try and do some cool stuff. Coming up, I think I'm going to be doing Sonic Superstars soon with a collab. I'm going to be doing some Sea of Thieves. Despite the fact that I'm legally not allowed to pilot a waterborne vehicle,
sure.
I'm going to be trying to do the Pirates of the Caribbean set. Because, I'm unfortunately a Disney adult, so I want to get the music from the ride. But yes, that is me.
Ooh, yeah. Exciting. Sheila Unthalis.
So, my name is Sheila, and I am the Madam of the Come and Go Tavern. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Twitch at Come and Go Tavern. I do mostly grid-based tactics games. The two games that I'm running twice a month right now are Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which is sort of a modern-day cartoonish war game. And then the other one is Wandering Sword, which is a wuxia tactics RPG. And if either of those sound interesting to you, or if you just want to hang out with me and maybe catch a couple of rare TTRPG things, you know where to find me.
Fabulous. And Sammy, go for it.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at Frunding_Loom. You can find me on Blue Sky, Frunding_Loom with no underscore. You can hear me on the Exiled podcast and RPG Pals Club. Both are defunct now, but Exiled podcast, we do an annual recording, which we are scheduled for next week, so please be on the lookout for that. I'd also like to shout out Bannerless Games. I did some game testing for their new game 1680 Void AM.
I've been meaning to play that game for ages.
It is a blast. It is a solo journaling RPG where you build a playlist and are running your own radio station, interacting with callers. It has a horror expansion for other kinds of callers. And the coolest thing, I think, is that this is a real radio station. You can build a playlist and record these calls or interactions and have that played on 1680 AM out of a real radio tower. And these broadcasts take place every Sunday on YouTube at the Bannerless Games channel. So please do check that out.
I had no idea you worked on that. That has been on my... I don't really play solo games. There is a solo game as part of Phantom Arts Fest in the last weekend, but that's the first time I will have played a solo game ever. But Void had been on the list of, like, if I was going to play any, being a radio station DJ is probably the one that would suit me most. So I'm overjoyed that I actually know somebody who worked on it. That's sick.
Bannerless. Ken was definitely in the chat. I don't know if he still is, but
oh my god, hi.
he is a
but they were in the chat earlier. Yes, I did see
on that game. The vibes are immaculate.
Hell yeah. And last but by no means least, our fabulous GM who put in so much work for all of this, Ruben.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter, Urban Friend Den, or on Blue Sky, Urban Friend Den. Other than that, you can find me in your heart, your deepest of hearts, when you feel the spark of love.
Beautiful. With that, we have our raid prepared. Did a look to see who in the Tabletop RPGs stream channel is also going, and another Grant Howitt game is being run. Kyo Kuro, who is a VTuber, is currently playing Honey Heist. So we're going to go from one kind of horror energy to another. I have been your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. This has been the New Uncaster Twitch channel, and we will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. BST, 2 p.m. Eastern for Chant of the Void Sea. But for now, everybody say goodnight.
Bless.
Night.
Good night.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Mwah.